Okay, I think we are live. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us for the final game in today's marathon trilogy of Captain's Chair videos. For those of you that don't know, I've done 2 live streams already today. First of all, covering the solo game using the cadet training mode. And then this afternoon, JP came over and we did the solo mode versus the bot. But tonight, we're doing the 2-player game that I would say is what most people are going to play. But actually, solo gaming is a big thing.
Big thing.
So I don't know whether the majority of people are going to play this game solo or not. Let us know. Let us know if you are getting this game to play 2-player or if you're going to get this game to play solo. Now, tonight's video, you don't need to have watched any of the previous videos. I'm going to be doing a full explanation of how the game works. And we're going to be explaining all of the different parts of the game as we go along. This is not intended to be a full how to play video. So there may be things that are in the rules that don't happen today, but based on the 2 previous playthroughs, I think we're probably going to go through a lot of stuff. One of the main things about this game that I will warn you about if you do get this game is that there are a number of keywords and you need to understand how each of those keywords work.
Yep.
Thankfully, the game comes with a summary reference card and the rulebook is very detailed, but make sure you understand the difference between gain, take, scan, enlist, recall. There's all of these keywords and we're going to be covering them today as we go through them. But once you get to know them, once it clicks, it will all flow better. So yeah, we're going to be doing a 2-player game tonight. Star Trek Captain's Chair is designed by David Turtsey and Nigel Buckle. It's been published by WizKids, who are kind enough to sponsor these videos. As such, it means you're not going to get any actual opinions of the game from us. We're just here to show you how it plays and help you make a decision about whether it's the kind of game that you would like. The box set comes with 6 captains. Each player will choose one of those captains to play. We've done the setup for you, but I am going to go through what we've got. And the objective of the game is to score the most glory. Glory is represented by these here. We will be scoring some glory during the game, but there's also going to be lots of end of game scoring as well, because a lot of the cards are worth points. I will get points for the number of allies that I have. Do you have an end of game scoring thing? You don't, do you?
No. Not my captain.
Okay. But the game could end abruptly in something called the burn. We have a deck here of incident cards, and there are 6 here at the start of the game. I have 1 in my deck somewhere. I think you probably have one as well. But if this deck ever runs out, the game ends immediately in what's called the burn. And if we were playing solo, that would be an instant loss. But in a 2-player game, it isn't an instant loss. It's just an alternative end of game condition, which has never happened to me.
No.
But if it does happen, it's the player with the fewest incident cards that they have collected over the course of the game that wins. So essentially, if you know that your opponent has taken loads and loads of incident cards and there's 1 left, you take it, cause the burn, and you will win the game. But otherwise, if we get to the end of the game, we get the score pad out and we work out the scores. So the game timer are these Stardate cards. There's 5 Stardate cards here. And what you do is you start with number 1 and it will have 5 glory tokens on it. And whenever either of us gain any glory during the game, it comes from this card. When the first card is empty, then we move on to the second card. And then when that card is empty, we go on to the third card, etc., etc. Now, something happens when a card empties, which is why it isn't just one big stack of glory tokens. But in total, it's how many? 5, 11, 18, 25, 30. So there are 30 glory tokens in total on those cards. When that completely empties, we finish that round and then we play 1 more round. Now, speaking of rounds, we need to decide who goes first.
Oh, yeah.
Because in a solo game, the human player goes first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide a token in one of my hands. If you get the token, you can go first.
I'm going to go left.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay,
so second.
So I'm going first, which means I get this I've gone first token.
Yeah.
We'll try and remember that. we should be all right.
Figure it out, yeah.
So let's tell you about the setup. Well, first of all, over in the top left, we have a bit of shadow from that card. We have the locations. So there are 2 types of locations in the game. There are standard locations and there are advanced locations. There are 10 of each. What you do is you shuffle the starting locations and you draw 3 of them at random. And those are our starting locations. We also have a deck of locations. So this is all of the advanced locations and one more of the starting locations. The other 6 starting locations are not included in the game. We don't need them. So that's that. We'll come on to that more later on. We also have the market. So we have 4 types of common market cards in this game. We have people or persons, we have cargo, we have ships, and we have allies. Each of those decks will be shuffled, and then the top card from each deck is placed face up in the market. We can take cards from the market, but there is also ways to get the cards from face down as well. Over to the right hand side, we have the incidents that I've mentioned earlier. And over here, we have the encounters. Encounters are very valuable cards. They're worth a lot of points, and they also have very powerful abilities. So
Right.
that's those.
Yeah.
Right, other than the star date card, we then have the player stuff. So let's talk about the player stuff. Each player will have a player board. The player board is unique to them, and it has various bits of information on. First of all, we're playing with the basic side today. The advanced side will have some more information on it. But essentially, this is Picard's mission. So my mission, the goal of it is to have 3 allies on the same ship, and at least 2 of my speciality tracks need to be at level 4 or higher. We have research, we have influence, and we have military. Once I've done that, I will gain this reward, and I will mark it as done. And you generally want to try and do this at some point in the game because the reward is normally really good. Now, the reason why I've got these away team tokens on here is because my captain, Jean-Luc Picard, has 5 away team tokens. So there are 2 different types of tokens in the game. Mine are the kind of bright pink ones, and the ones that JP is using are these, so you can always tell them apart. This is a summary of the turn sequence, which is the same for everybody, but here the tracks are slightly different for everybody. So the multipliers on the tracks is important, and every captain has their own way of scoring extra points at the end of the game. In terms of your tracks,
Yeah.
my blue one goes up to ×6.
Yeah, mine's
Yours only
times
goes up to ×5, but your military one goes up to
six.
×6, and mine only goes up to ×5. So
Yeah.
Shranny's a more military kind of
Military and
captain.
influence. Yeah.
So the cards, let's talk about the cards. The cards come in, well, there's a few different types. First of all, there is the captain's card. Your captain card always starts off in play. It has nothing printed in the bottom middle because it is your captain. But any card that you have that says the word deployed starts the game, believe it or not, deployed. So that is why that card is already in play, and that is the USS Enterprise. Some of the captains might not have a ship in play at the start of the game. I don't quite know. Of the other cards, we have ones that say available, we have the ones that say reserve, and we have the ones that say development. The available card is effectively my deck. So what's going to happen is these cards, these are going to get shuffled, and they get put into my deck. So somebody in the chat, Taryn, is mentioning, and I didn't realise this, that if you don't complete your mission, your speciality tracks are worth nothing.
Yes.
I did not know
you know
that
that?
rule.
Yeah,
I did not know that rule.
That's why you really
That's
want
why
to
you want to do the mission.
100%.
Thank you very much for that, Taryn. I didn't actually know that. Next, we have my development cards. Now, the development cards, these do not need shuffling because every time you get the chance to take a development card, you can take any one that you want. So your development cards don't need to be shuffled, but your reserve cards do. Now, Picard only has 4 reserve cards. Different captains have different amounts. But what you do is you shuffle these cards and you place them on top of your developments like so. For today's playthrough, I'm going to put mine here. So this is a deck building style game. You will start off with your deck of cards, which for my deck is 10. I think you've got 10 as well.
Yep.
Whenever your deck is empty and you need to interact with the top card of the deck, i.e. draw it or discard it or something like that, then at that point you shuffle your discard pile, you make a new deck, and you then take the top card from your reserve. You put that on top of your deck, and then you carry on playing. So every time you cycle your deck, you're going to get one of these cards and add it into there. Now, these cards are good. They're generally better. So you want to be cycling through your deck as much as possible. Once all of your reserve cards have gone, then the next time you will get to add a card into there, you buy one of your development cards because each of those development cards has a cost associated with it, which is normally some kind of combination of dilithium or latinum or something like that. And you want to get as many of these development cards as you can into your deck because they are really good. Now, in addition to your own deck, which is unique to you, is unique to your captain, there is also the market, and we are going to be acquiring cards from the market, and they are going to be going into our deck or our discard pile, and the cards that you take from here are going to influence the way that you play the game, in addition to your own unique way of playing. So that's the setup done. I think that's everything explained. Let's just give you a quick whistle-stop tour of what Captain Picard is trying to do. So we've already mentioned my goal is to have 3 allies, which is a particular type of card that says ally. I need to have 3 of them on the same ship. Doesn't have to be the Enterprise, could be any ship. But the way that I do that is by beaming those cards to a ship. And when you beam a card to a ship, what you do is you tuck it behind so that only the name and the traits are still visible. Anything else on the card is kind of switched off. But yeah, once a card is there, that means it's been beamed to the planet. Beamed to the planet or beamed to the ship, whatever. If I've got 3 allies on the same ship, then I'm all good. But Picard has a special ability. So whenever I gain an ally, I can actually discard a card from my hand, gain a glory, and I can beam the card straight away onto a ship. So that ability there will work very well with what it is that I'm actually trying to do. Now that is a reaction. So whenever you activate a reaction ability, you are supposed to exhaust the card by turning it sideways. For today's playthrough, because we're a little bit short on space, what we're going to be doing is using these tokens, which are not included in the game, but we're just going to be putting them on the cards to say, I have used that ability. I cannot use any abilities on that card again. Whereas if we look at the Enterprise actually has 3 activation abilities on the card. And if I choose to use any one of those abilities, that means the card has been used and I can't use it again. But pretty much all ships in the game can have the ability to spend 1 dilithium to warp the ship, which means move not the card, but move the actual token itself to a planet. Or I can discard a card from my hand in order to beam a card here. So that's another way of getting cards on a ship. Or I can promote a person from my hand to become my duty officer. Each player can have 1 duty officer in play, and you will see that as the game goes on. But Picard has an endgame scoring 1 point for each of my allies. So what I'm about is allies, becoming friends with people, getting them on, negotiating peace, getting my bonus. And that's one of the ways that this deck can be played. We have seen today already 2 very, very different games with this same deck, where I played very, very differently in both of those games.
That wasn't a peaceful encounter, that last one.
No, it wasn't. And this is one of the strengths of the game. Even though this deck is particularly designed to work in a certain... It's good at doing certain things. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
There are other ways that you can play this deck as well. Anyway, enough talking from me.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I am Shran.
With your little antennas.
I mean, you did say if I was going to... paint myself blue like Avatar.
I was hoping you were going to do cosplay today.
cosplay captain's chair. Yeah, so I'm Shran, and Shran, I'll just go for his mission actually, because Shran's mission is around securing Andoria's borders, and I'm looking to get locations which are all the way up there, 3 locations out of control, which means in our tableau area, and I need to find some weapons.
And you need to have 4 weapons in play. Now, one of the things that happens in this game is any cards that you play will go to your discard pile at the end of your turn. So you need to find a way of not just playing these cards, but beaming them onto ships or planets so that they stay in play.
Deploying them, beaming them, or playing them into my staging area. So as long as I have 4 that are in play at that time, we're good. Right,
let's just have a quick look at Shran's abilities, if we can zoom in on this. So you've got a resupply ability.
Yeah.
So I don't have one of those. So what does that do?
So a resupply operation is what happens at the start of your turn. Okay. So I'm going to get dilithium, which is the pink resource, per cargo that I have in play. So again, Shran wants to get acquire cargo, wants to get it in play. So every turn I'm just going to get an income of dilithium.
Right, okay.
Which is good.
And his activation operation?
His activation, which is a bit different because it's got
an action to do.
It's got an action icon on there, which means it costs me one of the 3 actions I get to discard a cargo from hand to send an away team to a control location.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And your ship.
My ship, the
It's
Kamari.
got the same, exactly the same
Yeah.
3 abilities
Yeah.
as mine.
It's pretty much the same.
Now, notice my ship and your ship has a play ability.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't apply at this stage in the game. That's only if that card is in your hand and you play it onto the table. And you might be thinking, well, why have the cards got that when they're already in play? Well, these ships can go off, do something, and then they will get dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
And they will go to the discard pile, and then they'll cycle through your deck, and they will end up back in your hand, and then you play them again.
Yeah.
That's the way that works. So to start the game, we shuffle our deck of cards and we draw 5. 5 is the default hand size. There are things that can increase that, but we get 5 cards. And I'm the first player.
Please be the right 5. Whatever they are.
So there are 4 steps to your turn. These are printed on the player board here. We have the resupply, which for me doesn't do anything. Then we have control. We'll explain this more a little bit later on, but essentially that's where you check to see if you control any of the neutral locations by having at least 3 tokens and at least 2 tokens more than your opponent. If you do, you take control of that location and it's then yours. I don't have any of those at the start of round 1. So what we have is we have the actions, and you'll notice these nice isolinear chips here. I have 3 actions that I can do, but there are lots of things in the game that are not actions. If I'm just going to show you my staging area, for example, this card here, Utilize, has 2 possibilities. I can play it to do this, but that will cost me one of my actions, or I can play it to do this. That will also cost me one of my actions. That card costs an action to play it. That card costs an action to play it. This one has 3 different operations. The first 2 will cost an action to play it, but if I want to play it for its bottom one, it does not cost an action to play this. So you need to look carefully at your cards. It isn't just as simple as 1 action to play a card, is sometimes it isn't even an action to do it. And also, if we have a look at my captain again, that is a reaction. So whenever that happens, I can do this. That doesn't cost an action. And if we look at the Enterprise, these activations, these are not actions unless it has the little symbol on for action, which it doesn't. So what am I going to do? I just need a minute
While we look and
to have a look
plot.
at my cards and plot and decide what it is that I'm going to do. Yeah.
It's not the opening hand I was hoping for.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I am going to activate the USS Enterprise, and I am going to promote a person from my hand to become my duty officer. So the word promote is one of the keywords in the game, and it basically says take a person card. Now, this one says specifically from my hand, and it becomes my duty officer. Now, my duty officer sits above my captain. You can only ever have 1 duty officer in play at any time, unless some other ability says otherwise. And you can see here that I've decided that Will Riker is going to be my duty officer for the start of the game. Now, again, similar to the ships, Will Riker has a play operation on him. I didn't play the card. I simply promoted him from my hand so that he was in play. So I've got my stuff.
Oh.
I got my starting stuff. So we ignore that. That would have been, if I'd have played it from my hand, I would have done this. So we ignore that. But now that he's in play, I now have a resupply action. And for any trekkers out there, you will know that Riker is very good at poker. So from now on, in the resupply step of my turn, I can discard the top card of my deck and gain 1 Latinum. He also has his own activations as well, where I can play ships with Starfleet traits or draw ships from my discard pile. He can do all sorts of things, and we'll cover that in more detail later on. But I have used my activation of the USS Enterprise to put Will Riker into play as my duty officer, but that didn't cost me an action. That was simply just using the USS Enterprise. So what I'm now going to do is... Oh, well, I was going to do that, but we've got some fancy stuff here, haven't we? Okay, don't want to do that. I want to do this. So I am going to play Set a Course. So I'm going to play Set a Course. It has 2 different options. The first one will cost an action, the bottom one doesn't. I'm actually going to do the bottom one. So again, this doesn't cost me an action. I'm going to draw a card, then discard a card, and then I can warp up to 2 of my ships. So drawing a card is easy. We draw a card. I then discard a card. I'm actually going to discard this one. So my discard pile is going to be slightly off camera, but there is my discard pile. And then I can warp up to 2 of my ships. Now, warping a ship simply means moving it from wherever it is to any location that you control or any neutral location. You cannot travel to the other player's locations. So I could warp this ship if I want to. Do I want to?
Don't know.
I think I do. I'm going to warp this ship to Beta Z. So there we go. I've gone to Beta Z. That ship is now there. Right. That I haven't used any of my actions yet. I've done loads of things and I haven't used any of my actions. But I am now going to use an action because what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Farpoint Station. And this costs an action to play the card. When I play the card, so I'm going to flip over one of my action markers. When I play it, I take control of this location. So it moves from my staging area and it actually moves here. So you're supposed to put your locations in line with your duty officer. It doesn't really matter. But when I take control of it, I gain 1 research. And that is only an immediate ability when I gain control of the location. Research is one of my 3 tracks. So I move my blue cube up to there. And there we go. That's that done. Now this has an activation ability as well, but it only works if I have an away team on that location. So I need to find a way of getting an away team to that location. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is, I've got so many choices here. I've only got 2 cards in hand, but each of these has 2 choices. Right, I am going to play Analyze. I'm going to play the Analyze card, and I'm going to do the top ability, which costs me an action. So we're going to flip over another one of my action markers, and it says, take an incident to gain a ship. So we have 2 keywords here to explain. The first one is take an incident. Take means take the card and put it straight into your hand. Now, incidents are bad. These are -2 points if you own them at the end of the game, but there are ways in the game that you can get rid of them. So I've taken an incident to gain a ship. So gain is one of the main keywords. You're going to be doing this a lot during the game. And when you gain a card, this one specifically says gain a ship. I can gain either the visible ship from the market or the one from the top of the deck. Essentially, if you don't like the one that's there, you could just take the one from the top of the deck, see what you're going to get. As it is, I think that's quite a good ship
Good
for me.
for you.
I've never had that ship in any game previously, but I think it's quite a good one for reasons that will become clear later on. Now, when you gain a card, it can either go on top of the deck, which means you will be guaranteed to draw that card next, or you can put it in your discard pile. Now, you might think, well, I should put it on top of my deck because then I definitely get it. But remember what I said earlier on, you want to cycle through your deck as much as possible because every time you do, you get to take a card from your reserve or developments and make your deck better. So I'm going to put it in my discard pile. I have 1 action left. And I'm going to play Utilize. So Utilize I'm going to play for my 3rd and final action, which is to gain 1 dilithium plus another 2 for each controlled location you have in play. I have 1 location in play, so I get 3 dilithium. So at this point, we'll just talk briefly about the 3 different types of resources. We have dilithium, which is used to warp your ships around and also to buy development cards. We have latinum that is used for a variety of different purposes. I think you're going to use it more than I am.
No, not really.
Okay. And we have glory. Now, glory is victory points. You want to collect as much of this as possible. At any point in the game, if you need to spend dilithium and you don't have enough, you can always use glory as if it was 2 dilithium, but you don't get any change. So if you need to spend 1 and you've only got a glory, you spend it and you don't get any change.
You can spend it for latinum.
You can also spend it for 1 latinum. So 1 of those for 2 dilithium or 1 of those for 1 latinum.
Yeah.
That is the end of my action phase. So now we're going to clean up. So in cleanup, what we do is we take the top glory token from this card. This is the timer, remember, and I place it onto one of these cards. Now, what that means is whenever any player takes one of these cards, they are going to get the glory that's on it. So you kind of want to put it on the cards that you know you're going to take. But also, if you make a card too valuable, the other player is going to take it. So I'm going to put it on... I'm going to put it on the Organians because we love them. And we've had them in both of my previous games today. So I'm going to put it on there. Then what we do is we discard all of the cards from my staging area. This is the point where they go to their discard pile. Make sure that you don't put them in your discard pile before that. Then, of all of the cards that you have left in your hand, you may keep them or you may put them in your discard pile. I'm going to put this one in my discard pile. And then finally, I draw up to my hand size. Now, observant ones among you will have noticed that I started with 10 cards, I drew 5, and then I did an ability that allowed me to draw 1 card. So I've only got 4 in my deck, and I need to draw 5 cards. So straight away, on turn 1 of the game, we're going to trigger my deck cycling. So I draw those 4 cards. Then what I do is I take my deck, turn it over, I give it a shuffle. So I take my discard pile, shuffle it, make a new deck, and then I take the top card from my reserve, which again is shuffled, so I don't know which one I'm getting, goes on top of my deck, and then I continue to draw. So I now have 5 cards in hand, and that is the end of my first turn of the game.
It's a good first turn.
Oh, I need to remove this activation.
Good strong first turn.
Right, I can have a lie down now.
Yeah.
What's Fran going to do?
Have a little rest. So first would be resupply, but I don't have any cargo, so I'm not getting any.
Oh, so you do activate it, but it doesn't do anything because you don't have any
Don't
cargo.
have any cargo.
Okay.
So I need to decide whether I want that location that you've just sent the Enterprise to, because that's also good for me.
Yep.
And I think I will. So first thing I'm going to do is activate my Kamari ship, spend the dilithium, and we'll warp to the same
Oh, right, okay.
place. Let's just give you a little bit of contention over there. You know how this is going to go.
I know how this is
yeah,
going to go.
Yeah.
Riker's going to get shot.
And I'm going to play Tara,
Okay.
send an away team to a location.
So you play her, you send an away team to a location. So the rules are that you can, it doesn't say you need to have a ship there. So you could actually send her to here.
I could.
Or here.
I could.
But in order to send it to here, you have to have a ship there because I'm effectively blockading the planet.
Yeah,
Is that right?
If you had more ships than I do,
you wouldn't be able to do that.
I couldn't do that.
But because I've got 1 ship and you've got 1 ship.
Yes.
But yeah, just to let you know, if it says send an away team to a planet, you don't need to have a ship there unless it says otherwise. But you're going to send it to here, or you are right?
Yeah. So there are cards that allow you to have like cloak that allow you to bypass.
That allow you to bypass that. Yeah.
So she's doing that. So that is one of my actions. Now.
So essentially, these person cards, there's 2 different uses for these cards. You either play them, at which point it does what it says in the white box, or you promote them to be your duty officer, at which point you ignore what's in the white box, but then you do everything else that's on the card instead.
Correct. I think I'm going to use Shran's activation,
which is
discard a cargo.
So discard a cargo from your hand.
Which is that one. Send another away team
to a location, any location.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Oh no, that's a controlled location.
That's a controlled location.
Let me rewind that.
You don't have a controlled location.
Let's not do this.
Is it?
You are correct, sir. It is controlled location.
You currently don't have any controlled locations.
Let's not do that. That's rubbish. That's absolutely rubbish. What was I going to do with that one then? I could do that. Could do that. Yeah. Okay.
So you've activated that to warp it to there.
Yeah.
And then you used Tara to
put another
send it away to
That's
there.
fine. That's fine. Okay. Let's do confiscate.
Confiscate.
I'm gonna spend $2 lithium, but glory.
Oh, so spending a glory as $2 lithium to gain a cargo. So you don't want this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna top that.
You're gonna take the one from
the reason for this is because I'm after weapons, and
you know that there are weapons in there.
Definitely weapons in this deck. It might not be the 101,
okay,
but it is a weapon, so that's a result.
So you've gained that, so you can go on top of your deck, or straight onto your discard pile.
Yeah. Now that would be naughty. But I'm actually going to put it in my discard so I can deal with it later.
Okay.
for the reasons that I want to cycle.
Yeah.
Put it on the top slows me down. Okay, and I've got one more.
One
to
action
go.
left.
Which, funny enough, I might be in a position where I can't do any of them. Oh, I've just got action left. Let's just get rid of this, I think. Put a card on the top of my deck to return this card.
Can always do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Put that one back on.
So you're playing Red Alert. So this is an incident. So the incidents, as I mentioned earlier, these are bad cards. They're worth -2 points at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But there is always a way of returning them. This one is an action. You play it. You have to put a card on top of your deck. So put a card from your hand on top of your deck to return this card. Now, when you return a card, it's another keyword, it goes on the bottom of the deck. But it also says you may promote a person from your staging area to your duty officer. So the Red Alert card allows you to play a person, get the ability, and then promote them from your staging area rather than your hand to become your duty officer.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that or not?
The problem with Tara,
She's better as a...
she's better later
Okay.
because she has a requirement of having 5 military.
Which
I'm
you
not
don't,
there
you
yet.
don't have yet.
So having her there, I mean, I could just put her there, which would mean she doesn't go.
But do you want her in your deck
I think I
because
might.
of her ability?
Yeah, I'll leave her there for the minute. I will put her in,
Okay.
just for the sake of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's just show that ability that we've just talked about. So I'm just going to zoom in on this because, as you can see here, this is an activation ability, but it requires 5 military. So on the military track here, that has to be on at least position 5 in order for her to use her ability.
Yeah.
So
Let's put her there for the minute.
Mhm.
Better than being in my deck thickening up.
right. David is saying now is the time to show the card list sheet. Yes, good point. Just pass us that. Once you know the game, you probably won't need to refer to this, but this is a very handy reference card. All of the common cards in the market are all listed on here with all of their traits.
Yeah.
So every card, well, not every card, but most of the cards in the game have one or more traits. And we were looking at cargo, and we can see here
Weapons.
how many weapons are there in cargo. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So
Yeah.
4 of the cards in the cargo deck are weapons.
And I have some in the deck as
And
well.
you have some in your deck, and I believe one of the ships,
Yeah, one of them is.
the holographic drone ship, is also a weapon.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a specific trait, this list here will give you a help until you get to know the game of where all of the cards are.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you very much.
No props.
And thank you, David, for the prompt.
And I think that is me. So I'm going to
Discard those.
discard those
Let's put a token on.
stuff. Ooh. Yeah.
Okay.
And that is me.
And then you
Redraw.
get to draw. And you've got how many?
6 because I've got one on
4,
top.
5.
Not quite as fast as you.
So at
get.
the start of my go, I do the resupply step. Riker is going gambling, so I discard the top card of my deck and I gain 1 Latinum. I don't have a control, so to control, just let's go through this again. What you need to have is you need to have at least 3 tokens on a planet, and that can be a combination of ships and away teams, which you don't have.
No, yeah.
But you also need to have at least 2 more than your opponent. So at the moment, nobody is able to control this location. I need to decide if I'm going to try and fight that out with you or go somewhere else. Okay, so what am I going to do? Well, let's play... Oh, look.
I know he's coming.
Worf has just turned up.
If he wasn't in your first half of the day,
Then he must have been in the second half.
Yeah.
That is very true. Or do we go with data? Do we go with a different...
Do we go for the logging strategy? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think... Yeah, so what I'm going to do is the first thing I'm going to play is this diplomacy card. Now, I really like this card because it's not an action to play it. I get to spend 1 dilithium, so I'm going to spend one of these dilithium to draw 2 cards, discard one of them, and gain an influence. So it's a way for me to gain 1 on one of my tracks. So that stays in my staging area. I draw 2 cards. I choose one of them, and I'm going to discard the other. And we're going to discard my own red alert. And if you can hear banging noises, it's because people are letting off fireworks tonight.
What was the phases?
It's
Oh, the photon torpedoes.
the photon torpedoes.
Yeah.
So yes, the banging will hopefully stop at
start doing
some point. Right, now then, this is interesting. Have I got? No, I don't. Ah, that's a shame. That is a shame. So I've never had this card before, so I'm just having to read this card.
Yeah.
And see what it does. Right, okay. That's quite good. But it's going to cost... But that's fine. I've got the money. Right. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think... Do I want to contest that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether I do want to contest it. So... Let's have a think. I've got 3 actions. I haven't used an action yet. Right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Wharf. I am going to take an incident. And remember, take is normally to your hand. But this specifically says take an incident and discard it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I also discard the top card of my deck. But what I do get to do is I can send 2 away teams to a neutral location. So if I wanted to, I could send them here.
Yeah.
Because I've got 1 ship and you've got 1 ship.
Yeah, we're all tied for ships. So. It's a stalemate on ships.
But I'm actually going to send them here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send 2 ships, 2 away teams to Corvan 2. And that was an action. So that was my first action, was to play Wolf. Right. Then what we're going to do is we are going to use the ability of Will Riker. So Will Riker has an activation ability which says I can free play a ship that has the Starfleet trait. Now what free play means is it doesn't cost an action to play it. If it also cost other things as well, you would still have to pay those costs.
Yeah.
It just means you don't have to pay the action. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to free play the USS Pasteur because it is a Starfleet ship. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this ability here, which says that I can spend 2 dilithium, which I'm going to do. So I spend 2 dilithium to scan for either communication, doctor, engineer, or scientist. So scan is a keyword that we've not come across yet. What it allows me to do, there's 2 types of scan. You either scan a particular suit, in other words, person, cargo, ship, or ally, or you scan for a trait. And these, communication, doctor, engineer, and scientist, they are traits. And the traits of a card are shown in the top right of the card. So I'm going to scan for a trait. And I don't quite know exactly which one that I want. Can I have the card list, please? I'll
This is what it's for.
I'll just have a quick look here because I'm thinking these are probably people. I don't think any of these are going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, the USS Pasteur is communication, but there isn't another one. So I think it's probably people.
Reaver.
Yeah.
Who else do you look? What's the traits?
Well, communication, doctor, engineer, or
Okay.
scientist. I mean, it's loads of these. Let's go with communication. So I'm going to choose communication as the trait that I'm looking for. Then what you have to do is you have to look in the market. If there is a card in the market with that trait, you have to take that card. If there isn't, which in this case there isn't, I choose one of the decks and I start looking through that deck until I find a card that matches that trait. If you get all the way through the deck and you don't find one, you move on to another deck. And if you go through all 4 decks and you still don't find one, you get 2 glory. But I'm going to choose the person's deck and I am looking for communication. It's pink, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
No, it's not.
Blue.
It's bluey, purpley. There's definitely some in there.
It's probably at the back. That's a doctor.
Should have gone for Doctor.
There you go.
Hey!
Viva.
There you go. So what then happens is, I believe,
Shuffle.
they get shuffled in.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and when you scan, once you have found the card, you gain that card. So remember, gain is top of the deck or the discard pile. I'm going to put that into my discard pile. Right, I've still got 2 actions left because I free played that because of Will Riker. I tell you what, I'd really like that. So I'm going to play Recruit, which is an action. I'm going to take another incident. Uh-oh. No, we're okay. I'm going to take an incident to gain an ally. So I could gain the top card of the deck, but I'm just going to gain this one. I'm going to gain the Organians. So I gain the Glory. And again, I'm going to put this into my discard pile. I've got 1 action left. It can't be that. It can't be that. I could do this if you have a communication card in play. I do have a community. So the cards in my staging area are in play, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right.
Certainly are.
Okay. So I'm going to spend 1 action to play Hostile Contact, which says if you have a communication in play, which I do, I can return this card and gain 2 dilithium. Could have used Picard's reaction. I could have done. Yes, thank you. I'd forgotten about that. Hang on. Let's just do this bit first. So I'm returning that and I'm gaining 2 dilithium. Yeah, thank you. There is the whole Picard's reaction, which
is ally straight.
Yeah,
to
I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to do that. So yeah, just as a reminder, this is how the deck works. It's been a long day. Is that whenever I gain an ally, I can react to that. And I can discard a card from my hand to gain a glory and beam the gain card to a ship. So yes, thank you very much for that, Nigel. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to discard a card and I'm going to beam that card. Instead of it going to my discard pile, it goes onto the Enterprise. So the Organians have turned up for the peace negotiations, but nobody else is here yet. But thankfully, we have Volivants. And the Organians are...
They're liking the Volivants.
They're really big on the Volivants.
Yeah.
Did I gain a glory for that?
Have you got any glory?
I don't think I did.
Yeah. Not sure you did.
Don't think I gained the glory. Oh, I get the standee.
Yeah. Ship.
Ships only go into the ship row if they are deployed. Oh, right. Okay. Somebody is saying, yeah, does playing a ship always put it in the ship row? No, it's only if it says deploy. And the USS Pasteur had 2 ways to play it.
Yeah.
One of them was to deploy the ship, and the other one was to just go out on a little scanning mission. So, yeah, I don't think I got the glory. I didn't, because there's 5 on there. I had 1, you had 1. Oh, sorry, 1 went onto there, you put 1 on there.
Yeah.
3, so I gain a glory.
So it's your second turn, right? So, yeah.
It's my second turn.
Yes.
Right, I've got 1 card in hand. I am done. So now I take this, and I'm going to put it on there. Obs. And then that is it. So am I going to keep this card or discard it? I'm going to discard it. Done all that. Done all of that. I draw 5 cards. Oh, look, I've only got 2. So I draw those 2. Cycle.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I've only ever played the Picard deck. I don't know whether it cycles. David and Nigel will tell us.
I mean, you've only got 4 reserves, haven't you? So
whether the Picard deck cycles more often than the other decks. It seems to.
Depends on what you focus on and beam and things.
Kylie saying, I took the glory on the card. Yes, but not that one. Thank you very much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll go. Well, we talked earlier on, didn't we, about how many turns you get in this game.
Yeah.
And we weren't sure, but there are 30 of these tokens.
So
1 will go off each turn,
max.
but every time you gain glory. So I reckon you're probably going to get 10 or 11 turns in this game, which is exactly what you get in the solo training mode. So
just depends how you rush it, right?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to play Andoria.
Yeah, James is saying the end game trigger for 2 players is all of these cards, all of the Stardate cards going through. and removing all of the glory from each of them. And we worked out earlier that there's 30 tokens in total.
Yeah.
4 of them have gone already.
Yeah.
So you've put your location into play.
Yeah, so again,
So it costs you an action. You now control Andoria.
We do.
So you can now use...
I am going to use that.
Oh.
Definitely going to use that. Now, the trouble is I've spent my dilithium, which is annoying.
Would you like to borrow some?
I would love to borrow some if you don't mind.
I'll sell you some.
So I kind of want to play this card and get out of my deck, but I can't. I'm assuming I need to have the dilithium to play it.
So just going back, your resupply didn't do anything.
No,
you didn't have any cargo.
Not yet.
And you can't control this because you only had 2 and I had 1.
Correct.
And you need an extra one there to take control of it.
Yeah. So dilemma. So I think I'm going to activate Shran's ability to discard a card. I'm actually going to get rid of this one.
So discard a cargo to send an away team to a controlled location.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the reason why you want to put away teams on your own locations is this one specifically says that if there is an away team here, you can activate it to draw a card.
Which is what I'm going to do.
And in fact, if you had more away teams on controlled locations, you'd get 2 cards instead of 1.
Yes.
It's very, very good.
It's very good. So...
yeah, card draw is extremely powerful.
1 action left. I could attack your duty officer, which is always fun.
How rude.
But also, I wouldn't mind Talus as my duty officer.
What's Will Riker ever done for you?
But I think dilithium is important. So, I will do attack play, discard an Andorian, which is Talus.
So this is a weapon. When you play it, it is a specific type of play card that says attack. And the reason why attack cards are specifically highlighted is there are other cards in the game that will react to attack cards. I don't have any at the moment, but in order to play this card, you had to discard an Andorian. So from your hand, a card that has the Andorian trait, you gain a glory. So, from here.
Always from there.
Okay, which means this is empty, so the card gets given to me. We'll explain what happens at the end of my turn. And then we put 7 glory
for you
on the next card.
Now, if I was to gain more glory on my turn, I would take it from supply and not the card, I believe.
No, I believe that's at the end of the game.
Is that the end of the game?
I think that's at the end of the game. And force your opponent to dismiss one of their duty officers. So what's happened is Talas has
come in.
It's
gone a bit stabby.
And Will Riker is injured and gone to medbay.
Oh, no, what a shame.
Poor Will. Shoot at Will.
Shoot at Will. And then I'm going to play Utilise, and I'm going to get some dilithium.
So you've got 1 controlled location, so you get 3 dilithium.
Because I'm a bit tight on resources.
Okay.
Right. I'm going to discard all of those out of my hand as well. So I'm now out of cards. So, reshuffle.
I could have done with Will Riker as well.
Well, I thought you'd be using them too much. So,
I was about to use him again. Okay.
And I'll draw my one of them.
Yeah.
And then
4 of
them.
You all done?
I'm done.
Right.
I need to put.
Oh, you need to put one of those on. Go on, stick it on the binars. No. Stick on the Enterprise C.
Yeah, they're all good.
You know what happened last time we played?
It's not good. Although they're going to get cleaned up anyway.
So at the end of my turn, we're going to wipe the market, which includes the tokens, and get 4 new cards.
So let's.
If you spread the love, then I can't get everything.
Exactly.
Okay, my go. So resupply. I don't have a resupply. Control. I've only got 2. I would need 3 in order to control it. What I probably should have done on my last turn is move the Enterprise to there.
Yeah.
Then I would have controlled it. Never mind. I've got other plans. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to play, and this is just following on from the question that we just had, I am now going to play the USS Pasteur, but I'm going to play it for its above ability. So that's going to cost me an action to play. What it says is I deploy this ship. So at that point, we go and find the standee, and this goes into my deployed area, and we find
the Pasteur.
Where are all the ships?
All in there.
Here. It's the funny one with the big
It's like a
golf ball at the
yeah,
top.
big golf ball ship.
So we've got the USS Pasteur, and it says you may free play a communication or doctor. If I had a communication or doctor in hand, that would have been awesome, but I don't. Right, now then what I'm going to do is, I think I am going to spend 1 dilithium to warp the USS Pasteur
Yeah.
to...
Where's he going?
To Farpoint Station.
Yeah, for the same reason you're going to basically deploy an away team there, probably.
Yeah, so now
Yeah.
I'm going to play the Type 7 shuttlecraft, which was a card from my reserve. This is going to cost me an action to play, and it allows me to send an away team to a location where you have a ship. So I now have a ship on Farpoint Station, which means I can send an away team to Farpoint Station. And the Type 7 shuttlecraft says that I may put this card on top of my deck. I'm not going to. I think I'm okay with it there. But my Farpoint Station location works in a similar way to Andoria. It's just much nicer.
Yeah.
Better weather.
Well, you know, each to their own.
In that I can now activate it to draw a card. So do I want to put the... Oh. Oh. Do I... Oh. No, no. I'm just going to draw a card. Right. Okay. That's interesting. That is... no. Okay. Okay. I'm going to play Set a Course. I'm going to draw a card. Then I am going to discard a card. And I can warp up to 2 of my ships.
Nice.
So I'm going to warp the Pasteur to Corvan 2. And I'm going to leave the Enterprise there.
Just to be annoying.
Just literally to be annoying.
Just to be annoying.
Jean-Luc Annoying Picard, I think is my official title.
Yeah.
Right, so that wasn't an action. So I've still got 1 action left.
Mm-hmm.
I really would like to gain one of these cards, but I haven't got
The cards.
I haven't got the cards to gain the cards
That's the thing. You need the right cards to
at
get
the
them.
right time.
Yeah, because you can't just get what you want.
Nope. You can't always have what you want. There's a song in there
There
somewhere.
is definitely a song in there.
So I'm going to gain. I'm running a little too short on dilithium. So I am going to play Utilize and I'm going to get 3 dilithium. That's it. That's my actions done. I could, if I wanted to, do that. We've talked a little bit about beaming, but let's talk a little bit more about beaming, because the Pasteur, if you look here, has an ability. I could activate the USS Pasteur. I could discard a card from my hand to beam a card here. I have 2 cards in hand right now. So if I really wanted to, I could discard one of these cards to beam a card here. And if I really wanted to, I could discard this card here. Now you might think, well, why would I ever want to do that? It's because the lower the number of the cards in your deck, the faster you're cycling it. So by beaming cards to a ship, you are effectively temporarily removing them from your deck, which is going to speed up your whole deck cycling. I don't know whether I want to do that. I'm just saying that is a potential thing to do. And in fact, I think I might. I think I'm going to. I'm going to activate the USS Pasteur. I'm going to discard a card. We're going to beam data over to the USS Pasteur.
Yeah,
now,
run away from
when
it.
you do that, notice that I have offset the cards. The traits on the cards are still active, but only the traits on the card. Anything else on the card is switched off, but the traits are still active. So there you go. We have temporarily put data onto the USS Pasteur. He is no longer a part of my deck, but there are ways that I can get him back later on. I don't want to do that. I've already done that. So that's it. That is the end of my turn. I'm going to put one of these tokens. Oh no, at the start of my cleanup step,
They all go.
they all go.
Let's see what we got.
And we get 4 new cards. They go to junk. There are certain things in the game which will allow you to get cards back from the junk.
The tribbles are out.
Uh-oh. I mean, they're good if you're fighting against Klingons.
Yeah. True enough. So
And then I put one of these on one of the cards. It's going to be that one. And then I do my cleanup step.
Yeah.
So I do all that, do all that. I don't have any cards in hand. We draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That card goes. We are done.
out of me.
I could have been to the Enterprise. Yeah, I could have done. But it's fine. It's all okay.
All right, over to me, yeah?
Yes. Now I've drawn the card.
First action is to play plasma rifles. So I get to spend 1 dilithium to gain a military. I junk a card from the market. Shame you did that.
So this is the difference between junk and wipe. Wipe will get rid of a card even if it has tokens on it, whereas junk, you cannot choose a card that has tokens on it. So you're getting to junk a card from the market.
This one.
You're going to junk the tribbles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm hunting.
Because you're hunting for weapons.
Oh look, there's a
Oh look, there's some phasers.
Yeah.
They're Starfleet phasers.
Still weapons.
It's Starfleet phasers.
That's
Right?
I'm stealing them. They're so good.
Shocking.
I'm having them.
The Andorrans, eh?
Yeah, we're a bit thievy. It's fine. Okay. That has changed my order, so I'm definitely going to play Confiscate to gain a cargo.
So play it, spend 2 dilithium to gain a cargo. You're going to gain the favours?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I need them, and I will put them...
Oh, another weapon's come out.
Oh, no!
The mech
Right. I will discard a card. So I'm going to activate the Kimari.
Right,
Discard
discard
a
a card to beam a card there. So you're beaming.
Some little weapons there.
Yeah, so your mission is to have 4 weapons in play.
Yeah.
And your reason for beaming that there is different from mine. Mine was just to get it out of my deck temporarily.
It's kind of both, really, but yeah, it gets it out. It cycles the deck faster, but also I've got to be careful not to take the location with that in because they'll all come back into the discard.
So you've got 2 weapons in play at the
I'm
moment.
halfway there on the weapons.
Okay.
With another one in the deck now. So now I'm going to play United Earth, and I'm actually going to do the bottom one.
So this is an ally, but it starts in your deck.
No,
this
it's
is
a
but
reserve.
it's in your...
Yeah.
You own an ally at the start of the game.
So I'm going to do the bottom one. So I'm going to take an incident.
How many's left? Are we going to have a quick stream? No, we've got 4 left. We're okay.
You can't owe it to people to have a quick stream. So I'm going to scan 2 of the allies.
So we've not talked. We've talked about scanning for traits.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about scanning for suits, and this is what this is. The person, cargo, ships, and allies are suits.
Yeah.
And JP is getting to scan 2 allies. So what he does is he takes the top 2 cards from the deck, looks at them. He can then gain one of those cards, or if he doesn't like either of those cards, he can actually gain this one. So even though you're scanning the deck, you can always choose to take that one.
Ooh,
Now,
that's good for me. And then I may free play it as well.
oh,
I
nice.
free play the game card.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, but you have to take an incident to do it.
Yeah,
That's the penalty. Incidents, accidents.
I'm going to take the Suliban. Although I can't actually use its ability right now. Oh, attack play, gain a military and steal 1. That's probably better for me now. That's not a nice card, and it's got an influence focus, which...
Are you going to be moving up the yellow track a bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I'm all about blue with a bit of yellow.
Shran has a lot of yellow focus,
okay.
to be fair. He's good at military, but... Oh, I think I'm going to take Emerald Chain.
Mm-hmm.
That's just...
So the one you don't want goes to the bottom of the deck. And if you took this one, both of them that you scanned would go to the bottom of the deck.
And I can free play it, so I gain a military.
And it's an attack card.
Yeah, and I steal 1 dilithium.
So how does steel work?
I take from you.
Is that how steel works?
Yes, I steal work.
It's not taking.
It's not the bot this time. I'm taking it definitely from
You're
you.
actually stealing my dilithium.
Yes, please. And I may free play a business card, which I have.
If
one.
you had a business card in hand.
I know I do in some of these, but that's it.
All your actions done.
Yeah, so this card is logged.
Logged. So we haven't talked about logging cards yet. So logging a card. This is a mechanism which I really like because it's thematic. Is you take the card and you put it underneath your captain card. It is removed from the game, but it's still your card. So when we come to end of game scoring, that card is still your card, but it's basically you've written it into the captain's log. It's done. That card has done what it needed to do, and it's gone.
Yeah.
And it's another way of getting cards out of your deck in order to keep your deck size small.
Definitely. I'm going to put one on the weapon. What's a
Because
surprise?
you're probably going to be taking
What's
that.
a surprise? And then I'm going to discard and redraw, and it's yours.
Okay,
then.
so I have my resupply phase.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I don't have a resupply phase,
5.
but we now have the control phase. So let's have a look at the location, which is Corvan 2. I have 3 tokens on this location, and it is at least 2 more than my opponent's. So a couple of things happen here. I take control of that location. The away teams go back here. The ship is dismissed. So what happens is the standee is placed to one side. The ship and any cards that were beamed to it are dismissed, which means they go in my discard pile. So there really wasn't much point me putting data on it because
Because it was coming back.
because it was coming back anyway. I just wanted to do it just to show you how that works. But then I gain control of that location. And as soon as I gain control of it, I get the control operation, which says nothing. So there is no actual immediate benefit for controlling it. But it's 3 points at the end of the game. And I now have a resupply operation, which is going to happen at the start of each of my turns. So that's that.
I think I forgot to use this, didn't I?
I think you might have done.
Oh well.
Oops.
That was a silly mistake.
Injury 8 has come out, and that is the last of the starting locations. The rest of them are going to be advanced locations. Right. So, what was that? That was control. It's now my go. I mean, it's good. It's very good, and I need that card. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to play Diplomacy. Now, Diplomacy says, spend an action to gain an ally. So I'm going to gain this. I'm going to interrupt by reacting to it with Picard's ability to discard a card. To immediately gain a glory and beam that person onto a ship. So we now have the Kelpians and the Organians sharing the Volivants.
2 out of 3.
2 out of the 3, but I need 2 of my tracks at 4 as well.
Yeah.
So, not done that yet. Okay, now. This is interesting, this. I again, 10 games in and I'm still playing cards that I've never played before. I am going to activate the USS Enterprise and I am going to promote Reaver as my duty officer.
There we go. What
So
does Reaver do?
Reaver, when he's my duty officer, he has a reaction. When you would be attacked,
Oh, that's nice.
I can discard a card to ignore the negative effect,
Yeah.
and I will gain glory for each trait that the discarded card shares with Reaver.
Nice.
So basically, I have a way of protecting myself from
That's good.
from your attacks.
It's not good for me, but it's good for you.
I have 2 actions left. And I am going to use Farpoint Station to draw a card. Okay. I need to be moving these tracks up. That's what I need to be doing. Is this card any good for me? I'm not sure it is. I'm not sure. I think we're going to play Warp again. So I'm going to take an incident, gulp, put it in my discard pile, discard the top card of my deck, send 2 away teams to a neutral location. So I'm going to send them here. Okay?
Yeah.
I've got 1 action left. And I'm going to spend an action to play Recruit, which says put a card on top of your deck in order to gain a person. So I can gain either this one or this one. I I'm not sure I want this. I don't think this card is that good for me, unless I'm misunderstanding. So I'm just going to gain this one. Oh gosh. He's a Romulan Vulcan attack spy. I mean, I'm glad you've not got this, but I'm going to put this into my discard pile.
Yeah.
Oh, he's quite good. He increases hand size by 1 if he's my duty
It's
officer.
a nice ability.
But that's it.
Yeah.
That is my go done. So I'm going to put this on one of these. And I think I'm going to put it on this one. Check the chat, make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. No, we're all good. And then I'm going to discard these. And I'm going to refresh these. And I'm going to draw up. So I'll get 1 card. So I get that one and 3 more from here. My deck's too big. I need to be.
It's thin out, yeah.
I need to be thinning my deck out.
I've made that mistake in this game. You just want to get all the cards, and you think, "Oh, that looks good. That looks good," and then it takes you forever to get around.
Mistakes were made. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Resupply. Now at this point, it works. So you get 1 dilithium
per cargo
for each cargo in play. You have 2 cargo in play.
Shran's doing deals.
You don't need to steal any from me now.
No, I'm just getting my own in now. It's making business.
Isn't diplomacy logged after gaining an ally? Ooh, did I?
What's diplomacy?
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Did I miss a play?
So that only just...
Well, I recruited.
This one. Diplomacy.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Did I?
And log this card.
Did I use diplomacy to gain an ally?
I can't remember if you did or
Yeah.
not.
If the chat is saying that I did, if Taryn is saying that I did,
yeah,
then you're absolutely right. Diplomacy should have been logged.
Oh.
Thank you very much for that. I think I mentally remembered that at the time and then forgot straight away afterwards.
Easily done. All right, me.
Okay. Awesome.
So in my head, I had this idea, and now I'm not completely doing what I was going to do in my head. That's fine. First, I'm going to activate this before I forget.
To draw a card.
Yeah. Now that's amazing. So again, the card comes out, completely changes
changes everything that you're planning to do.
I was going to do.
Okay.
So I'm going to play phases.
My phases.
Your phases.
We can't quite see that, so we'll pop it
just somewhere
there for now.
For now.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I junk a card from the market.
So it's got to be one of those 2.
Yeah. Yeah. The Romulan bird of prey is quite nice.
Gonna get rid of the funny looking guy.
Yeah, but that might help you.
You call him funny looking.
Let's do it. Let's get rid of
Let's get rid of him.
It's all from perspective. There we go.
Ah, and I had her in the game earlier on today.
Did you?
She was awesome.
We'll do that one. It's here, isn't it? And then draw 2 cards.
So draw 2. So draw 2 cards should have been first.
Yeah. Do that.
Junk a card from the market and then deploy that card. So that's a card. That's a weapon that can be deployed. It doesn't need to be beamed
Same
to a
as
ship.
this one. So these are in play. So these are deployed cards.
They're deployed, whereas that can't be deployed,
No.
but it was beamed to a
The
ship.
play only goes into discard. So,
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Right.
Here we go. So I think I need to... Oh, dear. So many choices. Many choices. Right, I've got to do utilise. Utilise. I'm going to do it for its bottom ability. So I'm going to choose military. So
I don't think we've seen this yet. Yeah. So one of the main ways that you move up the track is with the utilise card.
Yeah.
And you check the icons. What are they called? Speciality icons.
Yeah, especially.
So you've got 1 military here.
Yeah.
And your ship is a wild card. So you're choosing military.
Yeah.
So you get 2 of them. So you move 2 up the track.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
And the reason for that is because now her ability is available to me.
Her ability is available because you've now got 5. Uh-oh.
Yeah, she can do some cool stuff, and you'll see.
Ooh, that is nice.
It is nice. It also means I don't need that anymore. So I've got to stop focus because I've actually got 4 weapons in my deck, so I'm good. And I'm worried about that cargo disappearing.
What, the Metleth?
No, through me
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Because if I beam another one, which is what I'm planning on doing.
I mean, you don't have to control a location. It is optional.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I think it's still worth
you
doing.
could leave the ship
Yeah.
there, because the reason why JP's thinking about it is he needs to have these cargo in play. One of his cargo is on board the ship. So if his ship was to control that location, the ship would be dismissed along with all of the cards that were beamed to it. But as I say, controlling a location is optional. Even if you meet the requirements, you don't have to do it.
But I need locations as well, so I can't really slow down. I'm going to discard a card to
Here we go. So you've got the 4.
put you there. I've got the 4, and now I need my locations. Okay.
You have to discard a card to do that.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
did.
using?
I did.
Is that using that?
Yes.
Right.
That is using it. Now, if I activate Tara,
Yeah.
I can discard a card and refresh a ship and location.
Refresh ship and location, which basically means taking these counters off.
Yeah, so I'm going to take that off and that one off. So then I'm going to activate that one again. Draw a
Oh,
card.
that's good.
And I will play Talus. Send an awaiting to a
So
location.
that's an attack card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dismiss an opponent's Vulcan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll do this thing first.
So you send an away team
To a location.
to a location.
So let's do that.
Okay. And then you can dismiss an opponent's Vulcan, Tellarite, or Romulan of your choice. I don't have any of
So
those.
therefore nothing happens.
So nothing happens. But if something did happen,
You could
I could
prevent
use
it.
Reba to prevent it.
Yeah. Right. I think I'm going to. I know I can control that. I just don't want
So
to.
you've got 3 and
Yeah.
I've got 1, which means at the moment you're going to control it at the start
I
of your
know,
next turn.
but I'm
If
going to
you
lose those
want-
back and it's going to slow me
if
down.
you want. Again, you don't have to.
I know.
You
but
could just leave them there,
I'm
ready
tempted
to.
just to move my ship. It'll just be annoying for a bit. So I'm going to basically warp Mari and I'll move it next.
Next door.
Yeah.
Which means I can't send any more away teams there
Without a ship.
unless a ship or a cloaking device.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Def has just joined us all the way from Australia. Thank you very much, Def. Good morning
Hello.
over there. We're still playing captain's chair as we were doing when you went to bed.
Constantly playing
Yes.
captain's
Yeah,
chair.
it's a 24-hour. Yeah.
Right, so that's done, that's done, that's done. Don't really want to do that. Don't want to do any of this. I'd love to do these, but I've run out of actions. So I think, yeah, I think I am going to
You're going to discard your cards from your hand.
discard all of those.
Okay.
And then we'll
Let's have a token on.
pop something on. Yeah,
They're getting close to wiping again.
yeah.
You're making that tempting for me. I mean, you've got the 4 weapons. You don't need any more.
Yeah,
But you know I don't need it.
I'm thinking, are you going to go for it? Who knows?
Yeah.
Right, so 1, 2,
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. And they all come off. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a new resupply action, which is to discard the top card of your deck. If the discarded card shares at least 1 trait with your captain. So is my captain a Romulan? Is he a Vulcan? Is he an attack? Or is he a spy? No.
I don't think either of them.
But if it did, I would gain 2 dilithium, otherwise gain 1 dilithium. So that's fine. I just gain some dilithium for you to steal.
Only did it once. Only did it
I will
once.
never let you forget
Yeah.
it. So
No.
that is my resupply. Control, I don't control anything at the moment. Okay, next is my action phase. Now, I'm in a little bit of a pickle here because I've got incidents going on all over the place. So, if I had a time travel card in play, that would be awesome. I don't. So, I'm going to play Subspace Phenomenon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I discard a card to return it, and if the discarded card had a research focus or a research tag, I would actually draw 2 cards and discard 1 of them. But it doesn't. But that is returned. That's my first action. Then what we're going to do is we are going to play Beverly Crusher.
Yeah.
Now, Beverly is good at doing some medical research, so I gain a research point. and I can return an incident from my discard pile. So there we go. That's 2 incidents gone. Oof. Right, I feel a bit safer now. I've got 1 action left, and don't have. And I do have an ambassador in play. Do I get rid of that card as well? Yeah, sure. I'm going to play Political Crisis as an action. If you have an ambassador in play, return this card and gain a Latinum. So I'm going to return the card. So I got rid of 3 incidents in my turn. That's 6 points. That's pretty huge. I gain a Latinum. And then I'm going to play this because it doesn't cost an action. Analyze, gain 2 dilithium. Right. I haven't used Farpoint Station yet, so let's use Farpoint Station and draw a card. That's a shame. I should have done that before doing that because I've no actions left.
Choice the way.
Yeah, do I want to keep that? I might actually keep this card in my hand though and play it next turn.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty good. Yeah, I think I am done. So this card comes this comes off. Okay, I'm gonna put it because all of these are gonna go for me. So I'm gonna put it on there. You get this.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of your cleanup step, the market is gonna wipe.
Yeah.
And we get 7 tokens on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those go to my discard pile. I'm going to choose to keep this card in hand. For reasons. And then draw 4 more.
It's me, right?
Yeah.
So I get 4 dilithium.
Wow.
Again, business.
Yeah.
We've got some business going on with Shran.
Paul needs a doctor. I do. I absolutely need a doctor. But I've just got rid of 3 incident cards.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
So I'm going to draw a card.
Okay.
It's who I wanted it to be. Yes. Right, let's play Talus. Send.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
So you're going to control that location.
Now.
How can you send that there?
Oh, I can't.
You can't. I've got a ship there.
About that.
You don't have a cloaking device.
Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? That is kind of a thing. Oh no. Yeah, I didn't factor that into my brain power. Let's go.
You can go here.
Can, but we're getting into the same old nonsense, aren't we? Go to the left one.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think I've done this the wrong way round. I've got all the weapons early and not the locations. But it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Unless I warp that first. Yeah, I might do that. So if you don't mind.
No, that's fine. So you're going to
It's
activate...
completely inefficient because I should have left it where it was.
So activate the Kamari.
Yeah. So basically warp
spend the dilithium.
Yeah.
To warp the ship here.
And then...
Which means you can then send the away team here.
It's so annoying.
Okay.
It's because I've loaded up all this cargo. I just don't want to lose it. Let's do it that way. Then it's not useful for me at the minute. Then I'll activate Tara. Discard a card. Discard that one for a minute because
refresh a ship and a location.
It's this one. So quite ready for that, yeah. So take that off and that off. And I'll put that back on.
Draw a card.
Draw another card. And
and if you discarded a weapon when doing that,
yeah,
you're getting 2 glory, is it?
2 glory. I wish I
really
had some
good
weapons. They're all tied up. And
well, once you've done your mission, those weapons will go back into your deck and start
helping me. Yeah.
Okay.
And right, we've got 2 actions left. So I think wouldn't mind having her actually as the duty officer. So let's put a card on top of my deck to return this card. Let's put that one there. Return this card, and then I may promote her. I will switch.
So your current duty officer gets dismissed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she's now my duty officer. Okay. Okay. I will activate her ability to discard 2 cards.
To send an away team. Your last away team.
Let's just make sure. And annoyingly, I'll warp that ship out of the way. Back to where it was. Just so I can secure that.
So the interesting thing here is if you choose to control this location,
yeah.
I will get 1 glory as compensation. But what happens to my ship?
Dismissed, I
Is
think.
it dismissed?
Or is it recall?
Do you want to pass? We'll try and find an answer before Nigel tells us in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, and then the last one I'm actually going to do utilize, and I will gain influence.
All ships are dismissed, yours and theirs. And that'd be bad for me because I would then lose these. So I need to get the Enterprise out of there before your next turn. But that's fine, I've got time.
Put it back then.
Oh, sorry, yes. Yeah, it is there at the moment.
Yeah, well, that's the end of that. So
At the start of your cleanup step,
that's it. So
the market is wiped.
So wipe the market. I'll do that one. Sorry about that. I had a bit of a the order is so important in how you trigger everything. Okay.
The orb of time.
Oh, that's good for everyone.
Yeah, a little bit of time travel.
Nice. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Okay. Discard that. And then redraw. So 1, 2, 3,
4,
4.
and 5. Right, my go. So resupply. I'm going to discard the top card of your deck. It shares a trait with my captain. It does. I get 2 dilithium. I have an overdose of dilithium at the moment. Control. No, I don't have any control of anywhere or anything like that. So, right, what are we going to do? Well, I could kind of mess things up for you a bit here. And I could take, I could send Worf with a couple of away teams to here, and that means you wouldn't then control it.
Yeah.
I could, but do we want to do that kind of thing? I don't know.
As opposed to other things that you could be
There's
doing.
so many other things that I could be doing.
Yeah.
So many other things. I kind of want to try and gain a communication doctor, engineer, or scientist. Any of them there? No. That's a shame. I mean, we do have Worf, and we know what he's good at. We know what he likes doing. So I think we're going to do it. I'm going to play Worf. I'm going to take an incident and discard it. Discard the top card of my deck. I'm going to send 2 away teams to a neutral location. Oh, I can't send them here because you've got a ship there.
Correct.
So I will send them here. So yeah, it's all kicking off. So currently you've got 4, I've got 3.
So for everyone at kind of home watching, I have to have 2 more than the
2
opponent.
more, yeah. So you've got to have at least 3 and 2 more than your
And
opponent.
my challenge is all my away teams are out.
All yeah, exactly.
So I have to start moving this one in if I really want
Yeah,
it.
let's draw a card from Farpoint Station.
Slowing me down.
Right. Okay, so is this gonna work? Is this gonna work? Okay, so I'm gonna play Red Alert as an action. I'm gonna put a card on top of my deck, which is going to be that to return this card, and I can then promote a card from my staging area to my duty officer. So we're going to get rid of Reaver, and we're going to go with attack is the best form of defense, and we're going to have Warp. Now that Warp is in play, I can use his ability. So his ability is discard a card, to remove an opponent's away team from a location where I have an away team. So there you go. You wanted an away team back.
I did, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
have an away team. And for that, I gain glory because today is a good day to eat cinnamon buns. Right, I've got one action left. And I don't need that, and I don't need that, and I really do want to move up these tracks. So I am going to play Utilize. I'm going to choose Research, and I have 2 research icons. So I move up 2 spaces. That goes there. And I think we're done. I think that is my go done. So I am going to put this on. That's not good for me. But it's an ally. I take allies. I eat allies for breakfast. So that goes there. I'm going to discard this card. I'm going to choose to keep that one in hand. And then I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And it's your go. So my reserve deck is empty. The next time I cycle through my deck, I am going to get one of my development cards.
Okay.
Right.
I'm going to play You Owe Me One.
Oh, what's
It's a
this?
free play. Just deploy this card and gain 1 glory. So it allows me to, it's got a reaction on it, which I can trigger when any of us play Utilize. So either I could draw a card, and you gain 2 dilithium, or
Okay.
I gain 2 dilithium, you may draw a card.
Okay. Did you gain the glory from there?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so there's only 3 left on this card.
Yeah, I did. You slowed me down.
It's gone down quick.
You're slowing me down. Which is not good.
I've got 6 cards. I'm cheating. So I kept that in hand.
Let's do this. Let's activate you. Draw a card.
Yeah. I should have had that. I'm just going to draw 3 of these. One, two, three. Okay. Not cheating anymore.
Okay, maybe we do that.
You gained your dilithium at the start of the turn.
I didn't.
Have 4 dilithium. And again, no control of the locations. I've really... yeah, that's the thing. Your mission is to control locations.
Yeah, you're slowing me right.
So I'm not just hurting you in one way. I'm actually stopping you accomplishing that. Right. I didn't realise just how evil I was being.
You're being very evil.
Jean-Luc, evil, annoying Picard.
Very annoying. He needs to go. Right. How many have I got? Oh, okay, 2 off on that. Choices. I could send one back and then do that. I think that might be the worth doing. So let's do that. So let's activate Talus's ability and let's get rid of those 2.
So discard 2 cards to send an away team to a location.
Oh,
Calm.
go back.
Calm.
Oh, that's silly rule.
Enterprise is there. The blockade is on.
I think it's just time to give it up. Let's go on the other one on the
You're
left.
going on the other one?
Yeah.
This one or this one?
No, that one.
Desario?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think it's just I'm wasting time. Okay. So, why do I want to do that? Oh yeah, I can hurt you in different ways. I think that's probably better. So I'm going to play her.
Yep. Send an away team to a location.
So I'll move 1 from there.
So if you don't have any away teams, you can pick up an existing one.
Yeah.
And you're going to send it to here?
Yes.
Okay.
And that. Do with getting more dilithium. next round I can do it. So I think I'll keep you in hand. This location's quite weird because it goes away if there's no away teams on it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Thematically, I mean, I think that means that you need to have a garrison
Yes.
in order to keep control of it.
It's fine, but at the minute, not useful. I don't think I've got anything else that can help me.
Can't Shran get you?
I need a cargo.
Ah.
That's the problem. I'm hampered with locations on this game. Yeah, I think that's it. I've got 2 actions left and I can't really use them.
Wow.
Yeah. Use the draw there. Can't do that, can't do that. Can't use him. I can do stuff with the ship. Warp it around just to be annoying, but at the minute I don't want it there for the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm just gonna have to say that's it, and that's not good.
Wow.
That's not good.
Never seen that happen.
Yeah. There we go. I'm keeping you. Okay. Fine. Fine. Let's just have a bit of a mix. Right, you're going in there. Keeping you, drawing 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
We'll go.
Resupply. Discard the top card of my deck. Does it share a trait with my captain? No. So I gain a dilithium. Control. Nope. I've got 3. You've got 2. So that's not enough to control it. I wouldn't want to anyway because of that. So I'm going to play. My first action is to play the USS Pasteur. It's back. And I'm going to play the top operation, which is to deploy this ship, which means we get the standee. And I can free play a communication card or a doctor. So I'm going to free play Reaver. So, oh no, that's free play anyway.
Yeah. Don't
I
free
didn't
play,
realise
free
that.
play.
I'll free play Beverly Crusher,
Yeah.
which is to gain 1
That
research,
should have been.
and I can return an incident from my discard pile, but I don't. I don't have one. That's fine. So, free play Reaver, which is draw a card. Awesome. Then we're going to use Farpoint Station to draw a card. Okie dokie. Right.
If you use utilise, let me know.
So if I use Utilise, something happens.
Something happens, I got a reaction I can trigger.
Okay. I need to send an away team to here. I don't have any away teams yet because they're all busy. Same situation as you. They're all busy on planets.
Yeah, you spread yourself too thin.
I
you can't
have. Yeah.
get what you need. It's one of those.
So I think I'm getting close to being able to do that, but I do want that. Yeah. Okay. Right. We do have lots of dilithium. So I'm going to spend a dilithium to warp the Pasteur to Beta Z. I'm then going to spend another dilithium, which uses that. I'm going to spend another one to warp the Enterprise
Out of
to Corvan
away.
2.
Yeah.
Because that's where we're holding the peace negotiations.
Yeah.
Do we play this? I think we do. Yeah, if you're short of away teams, get more ships.
Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking of.
I was tossing that up, but I kind of want the dilithium for reasons,
Yeah.
which we'll see next turn.
I've already taken lots of incidents in the game, and I don't really want to take another one. But I have been returning some.
Doctor.
So now, is this in play for the purposes of this?
Yeah, that still counts for utilise. It's in play. So you can still use those specialities on staged areas.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So the timing, getting your cards played and then playing utilised.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. I'm going to play Analyse. Not Utilise, Analyse. And I am going to take an incident. And I am going to gain a ship. And I am going to gain this one, even though it's really not right for my deck. But it's 2 points.
It's all good.
There's the USS Reliant. Good one.
Maybe I'll take it.
So I've got 1 action left. Am I gaining that location at the moment? I am not, but we have Wharf. We haven't used Wharf yet. So I'm going to use Wharf. I'm going to discard a card from my hand.
So,
which is going to be that
shoot
one.
My people.
To do that one. Hello. Which gets a glory.
Yeah.
I have 1 action left. Oh, I know what I could have done. Right, I am going to spend that 1 action to play Red Alert. I'm going to put a card on top of my deck, which is going to be that one, to promote Reaver back to my duty officer, dismissing Lieutenant Commander Worf. That is all of my actions done. I cannot play this 1 card I've got in my hand. I think I've done all of my stuff. So that is it for me. That is going on here. And this card is given to you. Now, this card, Stardate 3, is at the start of your cleanup step.
Mm-hmm.
All of these are going to wipe.
Yeah.
And also any neutral locations that don't have any tokens on them, which for us is none, because they've all got tokens on them. But that's what would normally happen at the halfway stage of the game, is that the neutral locations would also wipe.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're done. I forgot to return Red Alert. I did forget to return Red Alert. Thank you. I'm keeping that in hand.
My go.
Your go.
Resupply 4 dilithium. Now 2 more, please.
Got enough dilithium?
It's going to be spent. Okay. Right. I think we'll activate this first. Let's have a look at what we've got here. Okay. First one we'll play is a free play. Draw a card. Then either keep it, discard it for a glory, or log it. For glory. Okay, let's do this one then. So I'm going to play Imperial Pride, spend 10 dilithium.
10 dilithium.
Yeah.
So this is play, spend 10 dilithium and log a controlled location.
Oh, it's the log controller. I forgot about that bit. Oh.
Do you want to do that or not? No, because you need your location, don't you?
This is really not my game.
Wow.
Not happening.
But it's a cute line.
It's great. I normally play it for its top ability, which
Right.
means I need a few control locations, but I forgot that.
I mean, blame Worf.
Worf is annoying.
Yeah, but Worf's gone now. He's gone on holiday.
Oh, no. Okay. That's fine. Let's play. Now, it might be okay, actually. If I discarded... If I kept that instead of discarding it and put the glory back.
Okay.
And we'll still do it.
So this was draw a card.
Yeah.
And then either keep it or discard it to get a glory or log it.
Yeah.
And that's not an action.
No.
That's good, though.
Yeah. And then what I'll do is my first action is I will play this location in.
Mm-hmm.
May free play a cargo or ship. I wish I could get a ship to play it. That's fine. And then I will play the Imperial Pride. I don't mind losing that one.
Okay. Oh, this is the one that would disappear in cleanup.
Yeah.
Right.
It gets me points if I can get away teams on it. But
So Imperial Pride is the Shran card that gets you encounters, and the encounters are
Yeah.
the really powerful cards that we
I
mentioned
want one.
earlier on. So it's spend 10 dilithium, log a controlled location, so that's gone.
Yeah.
You take the top encounter, so it isn't draw two, choose one.
No.
It is just take the top one, goes into your hand. If the logged card shares no traits with your captain,
It doesn't.
then you gain an influence.
Yeah.
Nice. So you've gained an encounter card. I don't know what that is, but that is now.
You'll see it now.
You're going to say you're going to play because most of the encounter cards don't cost actions to play. Ah, the Bozeman Brain.
The Bozeman
Or
Brain.
the Boltzmann Brain.
Oh, the Boltzmann Brain. Draw a card.
Draw a card, and you may return one incident. There you go. So good. And it's worth 6 points as well.
Yeah.
Card is worth 6 points.
Right. One action left. And decisions need to be made. Let's activate Talus. Discard 2 cards.
She's doing nasty stuff again.
Maybe. Maybe. Discard that one. And which one do I want to play? Yeah, no, I'm just going to do that now, aren't I? So she could go. Yeah. That's fine. So discard 2 cards to put on the left one, please.
There you go. So you're going to control that at the start of your next turn.
Oh, hopefully.
Maybe.
Who knows? Who knows with you? Right, and then I've got to choose utilize or gain a bunch of stuff. Gain a military and steel. Let's play utilize.
So you're playing utilize.
Yeah.
So we do the utilize first, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to get the. Oh, such a decision. If I can bump up the dilithium, that's going to help me. So let's do that.
Get you 3 dilithium.
Yeah, let's bump up that for the minute.
Okay, and then after you or your opponent plays utilize, choose
Yeah.
draw a card and I get 2 dilithium,
Mm-hmm.
or you get 2 dilithium and I get to draw a card.
Yeah.
Which do you want?
I'll draw a card just to cycle.
I get 2 dilithium.
I think you having 2 more doesn't.
It doesn't help me whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't. Wish I could have that now, but that's fine. And that is me. Done. So
at the start of your cleanup,
yeah,
we wipe the market
my
just like before, and if there were any locations that didn't have tokens on, they would get wiped as well.
correct.
But we all have a vested interest in these, so nothing
So
is going to
it
change
is
there.
the same.
The peanut hamper has come out.
Hooray!
The fourth singularity, the Voth research vessel, and the Lethians. And where are you putting the glory?
Glory is probably going to go.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not particularly interested in that one. Right, my go.
And then I will draw. So now I can get development.
Oh, you're getting a development.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get this one.
So you have to buy that.
Yeah,
2 dilithium and 1 latinum.
it's a location I'm desperate for.
You are. Okay. Right, I'm going to resupply by discarding this card. It does not match any traits, so I gain a dilithium. Right, so here we go. Envious of you getting locations, I think I'm going to do something similar, although that messes with that. Oh, yeah, I've messed that up. Completely messed it up.
Welcome to my world.
Oh. Ah. Right. Okay. So. Okay. Can we do this a different way? No. Rats. Okay, so I think we're going to have to swap the ships around again because I messed it up. So we're going to warp the Pasteur and we're going to warp the Enterprise. So that's going to cost me 2 dilithium. And we're going to send that one to there and that one to there. Sure. Right, and then I'm going to play the Type 7 shuttlecraft to send an away team to a location where I have a ship.
Yeah.
Before I do that, I'm going to use Farpoint Station to draw a card. Right, then I'm going to use this away team. No, we'll use that away team. We'll use that away team to there. Right, and then I now have a ship and an away team on a controlled location, which means Strange New Worlds time. So I play Strange New Worlds as an action, select a controlled location. If there are one or more away teams there and one or more ships there, I look at the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. I choose one of them, I take it, and I'm going to return the other to the bottom of the deck. I then log the selected location and I gain a research. So this location is getting logged, which means the away team goes back there. The ship gets dismissed. That's gone again, and that location gets logged. Okay, right, now I have my own encounter card, which is awesome.
You playing it?
No. It's actually good for you, but yeah, no, just because of the way things have worked out here.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I could. That is much better than the last card. That's why I've taken it. Right. I've got data. I'm going to play data. And I'm going to use data to gain 1 influence. Seems a bit weak, but I needed that 1 extra influence. So I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Wow. Not a great turn.
Yeah.
Felt a little...
That was like my other one. Just like...
Felt a little weak. I'm not really gaining allies, which you want, which I should be doing. So I think that's it. I'm going to put this on here. And then I'm going to discard all of the cards that I played. And I'm going to keep that. Oof. Painful, painful, painful. But I'm going to discard that and that and that. Okay, so we've done that. I now get to draw. I get 1 card, and then I get to buy development as well. If you want to take your turn, I will just buy my development, and then I'm going to get another 2 cards from here.
Right, 4 dilithium for my resupply.
Are you close to doing your... No, you need locations, don't you?
Yeah. So
control. You control the location.
Yeah.
Hey!
So rare. It hasn't happened for a while.
So those away teams come back.
Hooray.
And you control this location, and you immediately gain 3 dilithium.
Oh, nice.
Let's have a look at the new card that's come out. It's X here. Don't know where that is.
Oh, there's another 10 there, look.
It's got 10 already.
Business.
Wow.
Business.
Okay. Now, which of these do I want?
Let's activate these things and see what goes on. So we got that for drawing a card. Oh, hello. Free play, draw a card.
Spend those.
Keep it or discard it. Or log it. I cannot log this. Maybe I discard this.
Right. We are cooking with dilithium crystals. Accept them.
Oh, man. No, let's keep it. All right. I'm going to play a location.
Mm-hmm.
Find some
We'll shuffle these along. There you go.
for an action. I discard 2 cards. I can gain 2 dilithium and latinum. I'm not sure I want to. Oh, that's a minor.
That's interesting. This has got an end game scoring on it that you're going to get 1 point for every 4 latinum. Every 4 dilithium.
Yeah.
So you want to store lots of dilithium.
Yeah, ideally, but it's in contrast to me spending it for encounters. But I think I get a better return for encounters. In fairness, and actually, that is my mission done as well.
So at
I've
any
just gotta
point
make
on your
this-
turn, you
yeah.
can complete that mission. Do you need what? 3 locations?
3 locations,
3 controlled locations and 4 cargo
and 4
in play.
weapons. It's weapons, but
Weapons.
but
Sorry.
either way, they're all there.
But do you want to do it? What's the bonus for doing it?
Yeah, I get a scan of a ship, draw a
get an
card,
action.
and I get an action.
Sure. You're
So-
going to do it now?
I'm just going to decide whether I want to discard 2 cards.
Right.
So did I want you? I probably did. And I won't. Fine, I won't. Okay.
So if you do complete that goal,
Yeah.
the beamed cards that contributed to the completion of the mission
Yeah. Dismissed.
will be dismissed.
Yeah. So all of the weapons,
But not the ship
not the ship.
and not cards in your staging area.
There we go. So I get.
So you've done. You did the mission.
I've done my mission. So scan a ship.
So scan 1 ship is have a look at that and either take that or that.
I'll definitely take this.
Okay.
So that's
gain that.
Scan. So it's
Yeah,
gain.
scan is gain. Then draw a card
And draw a card.
and then gain an action.
I'm gaining that. So I'll just put this one over.
That's it. That's your mission done. Well done.
Hey! Things. I think I might as well get another encounter, right?
Another one.
Wow. Let's do it.
So cost you an action. Spend 10 dilithium. Log a controlled location.
5.
Which are you going to log?
Yeah, this is the choice. This is giving me dilithium. But this gives me tags. These specialities. I think I'll just do this.
Okay. Have another encounter.
Yes, please.
It's your second encounter card.
Speed you.
If the logged card shares no traits with your captain, gain an influence.
Synthetic.
No, the logged card.
Oh, it's the logged one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sabrine. No.
So that does not share any traits with your captain, so you gain an influence.
Come on.
Got to watch out for Shran.
It's time to get rid of some cards, I think. Yeah, we can afford to get rid of some of those. Right, so we'll play Vija.
So good. So log up to 2 cards from your hand or your discard pile, so out of the game. And Vija itself is worth 9 points.
Which is why it's so nice. She's nice. But I kind of figure she can go away now.
Okay. Spinning your deck.
Exactly. So
And yes, the chat is just asking, it is only the ones that were beamed to a ship that were dismissed. Any other cards that are in play, they're not dismissed. It's only ones on ships.
yeah, so now. Wish I had some dilithium. Just spent it all.
Got loads.
Yeah. We got 1, 2. Is there any more I can get? No, let's play you.
You're playing a utilise.
I am playing a utilize. Hello! Oh, I might get the dilithium actually, but let's figure that out. Why do I want the dilithium? Because of
Too big.
reasons. The ship, and that can be annoying. What else we got? 5. How many VPs is this one? 3.
3.
Okay. We will do the speciality track, and I'm going to go up influence.
Yeah, Nigel is saying JP's weapons should stay in play.
Eh?
Yeah, oh sorry, did you get rid of all of your weapons?
Oh yeah.
No.
The deployed
It's
ones.
only the ones that are beamed to a ship.
So these two are still out.
So I said that, but you did something, and I didn't realise you did
I
something
just took
different.
them all out.
So the chat is saying we did
It's
it wrong, and
only
I was thinking
been-
we didn't do it wrong.
It's all right.
It's own, yeah. Apologies for that.
We've not reshuffled or anything
No,
yet. So
we're all good.
Fine.
We're all good.
It's fine. Sorry about that. I will. I've done this now. I can now do my reaction after you owe me one. Now, do I want the dilithium? That doesn't help me, but I think that might help me. Yeah, I'll take the dilithium. You
So
can
I
do
get
the
a card.
cards. Yeah. Okay, one action left. I think if I want to get a ship, calculate cargo, send one to that location. Right, let's activate you. Discard 2 cards. Away team. Let's go in that middle
You're
one.
gonna go.
And then I'll play confiscate, spend 2 to gain a cargo. Not sure I want this one.
Do you want the full singularity or?
No, I mean it's got that and that's rubbish for me.
Yeah, that's like 1 point, isn't it?
I might just look it.
Okay.
Hollow Sweet, sure.
Yeah, it's all good.
Sure. If anything, I just want it for a dilithium engine. Right, I think that's it. Oh, God.
Big turn.
Big turn. Yeah. Oh dear. What do I want? Let's get that. I can go in
Okay, you're doing all your
I'll
tidying
do
up.
my clean up stuff.
So I have no resupply, but in the control stage, I could take this. But if I did, that would dismiss the Enterprise and it would dismiss the 2 allies that are on it. So I'm going to choose not to control Beta Z. Just going to go into my action step.
I'm going to have a now.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play Starbase 74. I take control of this location. So when I control this location, I can find a person. So it's another keyword we haven't come across yet. And the keyword is find. And whenever you find something, you can search for your hand, your discard pile, your deck, or even your reserves, if you have any. So I can find a person, and then I can discard a different card to free play the found card. So I am going to search through my deck, and I am going to find who are we going to find?
Ghostbusters.
Let's find Beverly Crusher. So we found Beverly Crusher from my deck. And I add her to my hand. Then I can discard another card. So I will discard this incident to free play Beverly Crusher, who says, I gain a research, and I can return an incident from my discard pile. Combo.
Combo.
Right, that was my first action, which was to play Starbase 74. Now, I have a special ability while Starbase 74 is in play, which is that I can have a second duty officer.
Which is very nice.
It is very nice. But what I'm going to do is I am going to play Utilize, and I am going to gain on the yellow influence speciality track, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have now met the requirements for completing my mission, but I need some more allies. I've been very slack with my getting allies, but I've just played Utilize.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, hello.
What do you want?
I'll take a card.
So I get 2 dilithium. Okay. Right, I've got 1 action left. I really need... Oh, I haven't used Far Point Station. We'll use Far Point Station to draw a card. Right. Oh. That's no good. No good at all. Okay, I'm going to play set a course to draw a card. And then discard a card. Still got one action left. Draw a card and discard a card. Okay, this works. I'm going to discard a card. And then warp up to 2 of my ships. So we're going to warp that ship to here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got Strange New Worlds coming again.
Soon. But first, I am going to play the USS Pasteur again. And I can free play a communication or a doctor. I don't have a communication or a doctor. But the Pasteur comes in, and then I spend 1 dilithium to activate the Pasteur, and we fly to Beta Z. These 2 ships just keep keeps walking around.
Chill around.
That is all of my actions done. I can play Analyze to gain 2 dilithium, so I will. No, actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Oh, I tell you what I should have done. I should have gained that cargo. I really want that. Is that going to go anytime soon? It's not, is it?
It's still around.
It's still around.
It's likely to be around unless I do a splurge. No, you'll be fine. If
I'll
I
be fine.
splurge,
Yeah,
you'll have a chance to buy it.
Okay, now I'm going
Unless
to
I get it.
I'm going to keep
But
that
you know
card.
I'm not going after
No,
this
you're not.
this focus.
So I think I'm thinking about beaming cards to it to thin my deck out, but actually I kind of want these at the moment. And the problem is if I beam cards to it, it's getting those cards back. So no, I think I'm okay. And my go is done. And I am going to put that on there in the hope that I get it next turn.
No.
So I'm going to discard those cards. I'm going to keep that 1 in hand, which means I draw 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, my deck is way too big. I'm not getting enough of these. I should be getting more of these. Bad pull.
You're done.
I am done.
All right.
It is your go.
Shran's resupply. I get 2 cargo, so 2 dilithium, and Corridan gains 1. And if I've got 7 influence or more, which I do, I'll get another one. So
You've got your dilithium engine running.
that's it. Right.
That's mine.
Watch this. We've got some card draw going on here. So Einar free play, draw 3 cards.
Draw 3.
I may log one of the drawn cards. I may discard one of the drawn cards to gain an influence. So I like this one. I think I'm going to log out.
So you may log a card, which you've done.
Mm-hmm.
You may discard one of the drawn cards to gain an influence.
Yeah. I might actually swap that one. I don't think I can log many of these yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got the Boltzmann
Oh yeah.
brain.
Draw a card. May return an incident.
Anyway, to go on more. Okay. Let's play this cruiser. I can deploy this cruiser.
It's a ship.
Do the bottom one. Deploy and warp the ship, and I may send an away team to the ship's location. So it'll go in that middle one.
So you've got 4 tokens there.
Yeah.
Compared to my 1.
Let's just see what happens on that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's now in play. Okay. We will activate Shran.
So you can do that because you've got 5 military.
Because I've got just
Yeah,
5 military. Right. Let's activate Shran's ability, which is discard a cargo to send the control to a control location. So it's going to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, for reasons, I'll activate this to draw a card, which I should have done at the start.
Yeah, you're rocking now.
Yeah, the engine is firing. So I could get that cargo now.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
It's 2 points, but it takes a whole bunch of points away from me.
yeah, and that's why it's so good. And cargo's generally good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, deployed cargo or beamed cargo is good for me. But it is deployable, isn't it? So it requires 3 military. You may have an additional person on duty. It's quite nice. It is quite nice. I think that is a good play. Let me just check. I can't play you yet. That's also quite useful. So I've got 2 actions left. Do I go for 5 dilithium? Or do I focus on specialities? That's the trick. Oh, okay. Let's do it. We'll take that cargo. Just because I know you want it.
Mm-hmm.
This one might be good.
Ferengi wine.
Ferengi wine.
Maybe not.
Woohoo! Okay, do I want dilithium or do I want speciality tracks? That's the choice. I wish I had more speciality tags on. That's coming, I suppose. Or do I want that guy? Attack play, dismiss from your opponent and it's gone for shady. You may draw a cargo from your discard pile log. It's quite good. 1, 2 puts me at ×4 though, doesn't it? No, let's go dilithium. So I'll have another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, and then what do you want from this?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I'll take the card and you can have the dilithium.
Or I can have 2 dilithium.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not worried about that now. Let's activate that reaction. And that now is one of these.
That's interesting. I think we may have done this wrong earlier.
What?
Oh no, because if you use it on your turn, it
Yeah.
will clear at the end of your turn.
Yes.
But if you use it on my turn,
It stays.
you can't use it on your turn.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Because these only unexhaust at the end of your turn.
Right, so it's fine. No.
I'm going to have an awesome turn. I can feel it.
It's quite good. I think I might get the cruiser. Yeah, let's do that. Let's buy Andorian cruiser. 5.
You're doing your...
It's because I'm drawing a card and it's...
And your deck is empty.
Yeah, my deck is empty.
And you're drawing a card because...
Because of that.
Right.
Which should be on there, like that.
Yes.
Okay. So that is into my hand. I don't have any actions left though, because that was the last one. I think that is me.
Okay.
Apart from any activations and ships and warpy things.
Got lots of options here, haven't you?
Yeah, so I could do this one.
That plasma rifles is quite offensive. But I do have this in play, so I could protect myself
Yeah,
by discarding cards.
yeah.
But yeah,
Discard an Andorian to remove one opponent from a location. If it's remove one.
yeah, you don't even need to be there.
No,
You
I could just get rid of any.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's a location controlled, you take an
I
incident.
think one of the earlier times I played this, maybe against you or somebody
it
else,
was,
is
yeah.
they kept shooting this one.
Yeah, which is annoying.
And yeah, because this is the one that's allowing me to draw cards every turn.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
definitely.
remember one game where Will Riker kept getting shot like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, do I put it on there?
JP needs to shuffle his discards for his new deck. He does.
I do. Let me do that now
Does.
before I forget.
Not got many.
No,
It's
it's,
a really small deck.
it's quite thin.
Yeah. I need to go on a diet.
Right, what am I going to do? There's so many options. They're good. They're where I want them to be. To be fair. So let's... I am overkilling it, but I worry about what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But like discarding 2 cards is a good play.
Send an away team to a location.
Yeah, mate. I'm either foregoing that. It's frustrating. Do I want to do that?
You know?
I don't think it really makes any difference. I kind of want them there because you're going to control that.
Yeah,
You'll get a
and then you're
glory.
going to get a point.
If anything, it might be worth sending one of the other ones over just to get 2 glory out of it.
Yeah.
Go on then. Let's do that.
You're going to send that one to there.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay.
And then don't want to do any of you. I could. So if I do this, you can block it. And what do you get for blocking it?
I discard a card to ignore the negative effects.
Yeah.
And for each trait that the discarded card shares with
You get
Reaver,
glory.
so telepath, ambassador, or communication. Now, you've probably seen the cards that I'm picking up. I haven't picked up any other telepaths or any other
You've got some
ambassadors.
comms, haven't you?
I have one more communication, which is there.
Right.
So I don't think
Yeah.
I have any other cards in my deck that match that, as
Let's-
far as I know.
Let's do it because I'm not using her anyway. So discarding Andorian. So discarding Tara.
Yeah.
And I will.
You're going to try and remove one of my away teams
Yeah.
from a location,
That one.
and I am going to discard a card to say
No.
no,
Which anything thins your options down, right?
no.
Yeah.
But yes.
Then I'm done. I'll keep you. And I'm sorted. God,
Okay.
sorry about that. That was a
That's all right.
brain burner of a turn. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we discard. Keep you, I think.
You're getting another one.
Yeah.
Wow.
1, 2, 3. Another development.
Wow. Okay, my go. Resupply. I don't have any resupply. Control. I'm going to control Beta Z. We've only been fighting it over for the last 11 years. So the pastor gets dismissed. You get 2 glory, because that's the compensation for the other player who had tokens there, which is that one.
Yeah.
And this card goes to you, because it's my go. And you also get that one, which means there is only 4 glory on this card. I tell you what, we don't have much longer.
No. That's what worries
We
me.
really don't. Well, it worries you. I think you're doing well.
Well, maybe.
That's mine.
I could be higher with the tracks. I'm not liking where I am on these
The Kelvas Docks has come into play, which is it's all right.
military. Yeah.
And when I control it, I gain 2 Latinum. Reaver should have been exhausted for the defense reaction. Should.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then I take these off. Yeah.
Right. So that was my control step of my turn. Okay. It's about time that Picard did his peace negotiations mission.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem with scoring.
So I'm going to play First Contact. I'm going to scan 2 allies, and I'm going to log this card, because that's what it says. So I scan 2 allies. I scan these 2, and I can either take one of these, or I can take that one. Considering that one is worth 1 point to me, and these are much, much better, I'm going to take this one. Put that to the bottom of the deck. Is it take? No, it's scan, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's scan is gain. Yep, scan is gain. So I'm going to gain this, but what we're going to do is we're going to interrupt this program to bring you the Captain Picard show. I'm going to beam it aboard a ship, which means I have to discard a card, but I do gain a glory for doing that. And now
What happens?
we have
Your mission.
the mission is done. So we have at least 3 allies on the same ship, and at least 2 of my tracks are at 4.
He's done it.
The mission is
Done it,
complete.
people.
So I gain 4 dilithium because I need it, but I do get to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can junk a card from the market. And I mean, I'm not going to junk a card from the market. I think they're okay. But all of these go, including the ship. Is that right?
No, the ship's
The
there.
ship stays.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's the
cards-
beamed cards.
The beamed cards go. Right. That's the
Happy
mission
days.
done. I have loads of cards.
Put your token on just so you know.
Oh yeah,
Token goes
the
on.
mission is done.
Yeah.
Right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to play Wolf. I'm going to take an incident and discard it. I am then going to discard the top card of my deck, but I don't have a deck, so I immediately buy one of these
To discard.
and then discard it.
Yeah.
Now, there is a card that I want, but I don't want to discard it. That's the thing.
Come on, Shran.
So we're going to discard Geordie LaForge.
Yeah.
So I took him, put him on top of my deck,
Mm-hmm.
and discard. So actually what should have happened is I don't have a deck. So, whoops.
Timber.
Getting all excited. So I'm supposed to shuffle this. To make a deck. Then I spend 2 dilithium to buy, where is he? Geordie LaForge, which then gets discarded. So I think that's right. I think I've done that in the right order. Yeah, so it was take an incident and discard it, then discard the top card of my deck. I couldn't, so I cycled my deck, bought the card, Geordie goes there. In order to send 2 things to a neutral location.
I should reshuffle my deck.
Okay, right. Then we are going to spend. Oh, have I got? No, I don't.
Who's next?
I need to be logging cards. I've got some really rubbish cards that I need to be getting rid of. So I think we're going to make use of the fact that I can have a second person on duty, and we are going to activate the USS Enterprise to promote Data to be my second duty officer.
Let the login commence.
Yes. Now, Data's activation ability is to log a card from my hand. So I'm going to log this card from my hand, and then I gain 1 up on one of the tracks for every 5 cards in my log. I only have 4, so nothing happens at the moment, but I want to be starting to log cards as much as I can. Where's Vijo when I need it?
I've got it. It's in my hand.
Yeah. According to this, I haven't used Farpoint Station yet.
Yeah. So wanted this. Look at that.
I know. So Farpoint Station to draw a card.
I saw that at the start of the game, and I was like, I want that because that would bump me up the tracks here. But no, you had to be petty.
I did.
Had to be petty.
Right. Okay. So. So we've used that, 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 we've used that. These are all been used. Okay, right. I've got 1 action left. Is it going to be the Pasteur again? Yes, it is going to be the Pasteur. So I'm going to spend an action to deploy it. I can free play a Communication or Doctor. I still don't have Communication or Doctor. So the Pasteur comes into play again, and then I'm going to activate the Pasteur to spend a dilithium to send the Pasteur to there.
Okay.
My 11th game with this deck, and it's gone very differently again.
Yeah.
I am just doing so many different weird stuff.
I played Shran, 4 or 5 times, and it's never the same.
No, I'm going to play the Type 7 Shuttlecraft for the non-action. I gain a dilithium, and I can either beam a card to a ship or recall a card beamed to a ship. I'm just going to get rid of a card. Because
Time to get rid of it.
I don't think I want this, so I'm just going to beam that for now to the Enterprise. Now, it does say that you can beam a ship to another ship.
Yes.
Thematically, it's in the tractor beam.
Yeah.
So that's really cool that they've explained it thematically. So the US Enterprise is tugging the Sonar battle cruiser.
I think the only card you can't is locations, right?
You cannot beam locations because that doesn't make sense.
Beam a planet.
I'll just beam a planet onto the Enterprise. We're done.
All right.
We are definitely running out of time.
Yeah, we've got about what?
You're going to be cleaning something at the end of your turn, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh.
It's going to be a wipe.
So I'll just put it on there. Don't think you want that.
Peanut hamper.
Okay, right. I am done. I am going to discard those cards and that card. I'm going to clear these, and I am going to draw 5, which is not. Yeah, I've really gone for a too big a deck. It's going to be my undoing for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Because you probably need to be buying most of these developments. So you need a small deck to be cycling through your deck quickly.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done in the previous 2 games today. But
yeah, but you kind of want the right ones, and then maybe a mix of some of those and those.
I'm now, when I first played this game, the first few times, I didn't see the point of beaming cards to ships.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to see it.
It's so important.
And David was trying to explain it to me when I was first playing the game. And at that point, I didn't even understand what planet I was on. I was like trying to learn the game. So yeah, what I'm saying to you is when you start learning this game, you may not see some of the intricacies of why you would do certain things, because I didn't have a clue.
A beam is like a temporary trash. So it's kind of like, I need this card, but not right now. So
or I don't need this card at all, but I can't log it.
Yeah, just get out of play. Get it out of the way. Right. Resupply. So 1 per cargo.
How much dilithium?
2, and then I get 2 from Corridor. So now we have 6 dilithium for things that we might be able to do. 2. Oh. Control.
You control this location. Yeah. So I get a glory. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's going to trigger the end, isn't it, soon? So I get a glorious compensation. But those 2 ships are dismissed.
So these are gone.
Gone. That away team returns. And you control Injury 8. That is yours. And a new location comes out, and it is Deep Space K7.
Yeah.
Which looks like it's from the original series based on
the
artwork. Yeah. That looks like it's from the original series.
Right. First, and again, an action for its control. So it can have an action.
Oh, you get an action.
Yeah. 4 actions this turn. First action will be Shran's ability. I don't need to put one of them on because it's an action tile. I will discard a cargo. 1. Send a awaiting to a control location. Now I'll activate Andoria. So I actually draw a card, and if I have 3 or more,
you get 2 cards.
I get 2 cards.
2 cards.
Bang bang.
That's the best bit about that.
Great. That is great. Now I'm looking for a recruit.
I've got 1 more turn. I've just realised I've got 1 more turn in this game. I need about 5.
Yeah. Okay. Then it's time for Imperial Pride.
But you've not got the 10.
No, but I can remove 3.
Oh, remove an away team from 3 different controlled locations. Oh.
Like I planned it.
It's like you planned it.
And I get top 2.
Ooh. I suspect you've won this quite easily.
Ooh. Oh, that's quite nice. That is 8 points. It's Koala.
Yeah.
Or 7 points, but it's a location. And it does naughty things.
What does God need with a starship?
Yeah, I think I'll go for the koala. So take one of them. Thing about the koala is it can't be played.
No.
So you have to just get rid of it through means. All right, 2 actions left. All right, well, let's play free play. Draw a card. I may return an incident. Okay. Definitely want to do you. Definitely. I can do that. That's worth 3. That's worth 3. Yeah, I think. What's that one? Let's play those two. Okay, right. We'll play Vija.
Log 2 cards
The koala's getting logged.
from your hand to discard pile. Yep. Logging the koala.
This is not really useful.
It's just a straight 8 points, isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly. I think I'll log you as well. Bonk. All right. So then I will do utilize.
Gonna move up a track.
Should.
So what you got? You got 2 yellow.
Yeah.
You
I
got
think I'll do that.
or 1 blue.
Move to the ×4.
And you've played utilize. So
Yeah.
what do you
can
want?
have the dilithium. I'll
I
have to
don't
draw.
want the dilithium.
That's
so
why I've done
much
it.
dilithium.
That's why I've done it. Oh, and it perfectly comes out is Anar, so I can draw 3 cards.
Oh, look at this.
That is literally those 3. 1, 2.
This is like a reverse of the last time we played.
I may log one of the drawn cards.
Totally getting your revenge.
Oh, may log. It's getting to the point where I probably should just log them. Yeah, let's log you. And I may discard. I may discard 1 for influence. So it's that one or that one. Okay, last action. I think it's gonna have to be recruit, I think. Let's start getting cards. That's a flat 3. And it's a cargo, which allows me to do stuff. That's also free with glory. I think it's a bit late for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go for ship for 2 now. Let's do that. Let's do recruit. I think I will take an incident.
Gain an ally. Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay. And that's me.
All done?
All done. So
Right, so at the start of your cleanup step, we wipe the market.
Oh, I could do this. Sorry, I'm just going to put discard 2 cards to send an away team to Andorra, just so I've got that ready for next time. Don't think it cares. I don't care. That's fine.
And then you put the final glory counter on.
On
One of those.
something I want, which will be
The end of the game has been triggered.
Not that. Because I know you like those. Let's do that.
So what we do is we finish that round. Because I went first, that is that round finished.
Yeah.
And now we get 1 more turn each. So you do your end of round cleanup things. I will take my final turn of the game.
Right, I get to develop.
Is your deck empty again?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Huzzah, it's good.
I'll just let you do that. I've no resupply step, but I do take control of this location.
It pains me to spend glory, but
So that gets dismissed. That goes. I get control of Zach's here. There's no effect. Yeah, it's gone. There's an after playing utilize. I can put a person on top of my deck to duplicate utilize's other play operation.
nice.
So I get to do 1 utilize and I get to actually do both. If only I had utilize in hand. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the cards I need, but I am going to play Will Riker as an action to draw 2 cards from my discard pile. Now, we need a new location.
Not what I want.
Solum has come out. 10 points. If you can get it,
Doubtful.
it's
You can't, though.
10 points.
Well, you can.
Oh, with a special card in my deck, I could
You could if you could secure it.
theoretically secure it and play make it so, and I could play
Yeah, you're the only one that can do that.
I'm not going to do that.
Difficult.
So I'm drawing 2 cards from here. Yeah, discard whichever with these. Yeah, is that one? Take an incident to gain an ally. Sure. Okay, so I'll take that one.
These cards.
I'll take. Yeah, I'll just take that one. Okay, so I've drawn 2 cards from my discard pile. I may spend a dilithium in order to send an away team to a location. I'm going to send an away team to a location. If you targeted a controlled location, which I did, I can trigger that card's control operation, which is to find a person.
Yeah.
So we'll find a person.
Literally any person.
Any person.
Anyone you like.
And then I can discard another card to free play that person. Let's have a look. No. Who do we want to find?
You better draw me a great card, that's all I'm saying.
I do get points for cards on here at the end of the game. So
Tokens on there are for glory, yeah.
Yeah.
So it might work.
Oh, except I'd be taking an incident to do it. Oh no, take an incident and discard it. Right. We're going to find Worf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we found Worf on Starbase 74, having a cup of tea. I may discard a different card to free play that.
Yeah.
So I will discard that to free play that. I take an incident and discard it. I discard the top card of my deck in order to send 2 away teams to a neutral location. Because it's worth 2 points at the end of the game. Right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I got 2 actions left. Strange New Worlds. So one action is Strange New Worlds. Select a controlled location where there's a ship and an away team. Dismiss the ship. Dismiss the away team. Log the location. So that location gets logged.
Mm-hmm.
The ship is dismissed.
You get some
goodies. You get one of these. I mean, it's only 3 points, but
not to be sniffed at.
That's 3 points, but I don't think it's going to get much more. So I think I'm going to take that one. Because unlike my previous 2 games, I haven't advanced as much with my research track as I really needed to. So, we did that. Log the selected location to gain a research. Done. Right, okay. I've got 1 action left. That's terrible. I haven't used Farpoint Station yet to draw a card. So, let's use Farpoint Station to draw a card. I also haven't used data yet. So, Farpoint Station to draw a card. Right. Is that going to help? Oh, yeah, that could be 4 points. That's 4 points if I play that, because it gets rid of 2 incidents. I mean, I'd like to take this because that's 3 points, but that's 3 points and not 2 points. Sorry, 3 points and not 4. I was also going to gain an ally, but gaining an ally would be taking an incident. So it would buy -2 to get 3, but then I'd use Picard for a glory, and it would be worth an ally. So it would be 5 points, but I'd lose 2.
Yes,
so that's
3.
So that's a 3-point move. Okay, well, I'm going to play the Guardian of Forever. I gain a research, and I gain an influence, and I deploy the cards. And now I have the Guardian of Forever. I can increase my hand size by 1, and whenever scanning, I can include cards in the junk. Oh, I've got an ability. Oh, hello.
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 Can we do some really funky shenanigans here?
Who knows?
Yeah, I think I can. So I'm going to activate the Guardian of Forever. One of the best original series episodes, from what I remember. So I'm recalling a non-time travel card from my staging area.
Yeah.
So I'm going to recall. Doesn't really matter. Will Riker. I'm going to gain. Sorry, I'm going to take an incident to gain an action.
Yeah. And then
And then I log this card. Right. So I've now got 2 actions left. So
Squeezing this last turn.
I think we need to use one of those actions to play the Kelpians.
Yeah.
Which returns up to 2 incidents from my hand or discard pile. So I'm just going to get rid of those 2. And that also logs the card. Right. Next. I think I'm going to use data. So I'm going to log a card. And the card I'm going to log is... Oh, just noticed that one.
Yeah. Might be quite helpful.
Well, I've still got an incident, so that's effectively a 3-point move.
Mm-hmm.
I quite like the idea of taking the Tholians. So we're going to log... We're going to log the political crisis. And then, for every 5 cards in my log, rounded down, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I get 1.
Yeah.
I'm going to move up. Oh! Have I got more blues in my decks than yellows? I don't know. I think so. I think I've got slightly more blues than yellows. So I'm going to move that to there. Right.
It's a bit better, yeah.
I've still got 1 action left. No. I'm going to gain yellow. Because, as my final action in the game, where's the incident gone? Thought I had an incident.
I thought you did, but what are you doing with it?
What have I missed? Maybe I didn't. I returned 2.
No, maybe you didn't return them then.
When I played the Kelpians, I returned 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I had in my mind that I had another incident,
Well, this one's logged too.
but I don't. Oh, it's logged. That's where it was.
You have to log it, did you?
I didn't, but that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, we're gonna recruit. So the final action that I'm going to take in the game is I'm going to take an incident to gain an ally, and we're going to gain the Tholians. But then when I gain the ally, I'm going to use Picard's ability. Oh, except I don't have a ship.
Yeah, you can't beam them, can you? You've gone go. Oh, the ship's gone.
It's fine. I'll just gain them. It's an extra it's an extra point because I get points for allies.
Yeah.
That's fun. Right, can't play that. I don't think any of this matters. Nope, I don't think any of this matters. I think I am done. I don't think I've got anything else to do.
Okay.
But yeah, I will re-undo that because I was going to play Beverly Crusher, which moved me up on the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably a couple of points short. If I was to redo that a different way,
You could probably squeeze it.
it was not to take the Tholians, not to log that, keep that, play Beverly Crusher, which moves me up on the blue track and gets rid of the incident. That was actually going to be about 5 points. But never mind. I am done.
You're done.
I am done. Now, I say I'm done. I'm not done because I'm actually going to discard all of those
And you
cards.
can develop for one last time.
And I can develop for one last
Yes.
time. And then I'm done.
Then you are.
And a blue card is worth 4 points, so I will
So it's
buy.
probably the choice.
I will buy a blue card,
Very good. So,
and there you go. It's me done.
and did you put a token on the market?
I didn't. So we still do that, do we?
I
We'll double check
think
that
so.
rule. Even when there's no cards left, do I still put a
Behind.
glory token on a card at the end? I will check while you're
Yeah.
while you're taking your final turn of the game, and I will check. Yes, it comes from the supply. Thank you, Nigel.
Thought that was the case. So 2 cargo from my resupply action, and Corridon gives me 2 dilithium as well. Right, I am gambling here.
What we want to hear.
Oh, choices. So I'm activation Shran's ability, discard a cargo.
Yeah.
Send an away team to a location, control location. I'm also going to activate her ability, Talus, to discard 2 cards to send an away team to a location.
Okay, and then draw 2 cards.
Yeah, and I need the right ones. I've got the right ones with golden. Definitely that one. I think this one. Now draw 2.
So you send an away team to here.
Yeah, sorry.
Or wherever.
And then activate that to
Draw 2 cards.
Come on.
Got it?
No. That's not what I wanted.
You needed your Imperial Pride, didn't you?
I wanted my Imperial Pride. Or Einar, who would have given me 3 cards.
3 cards,
just to keep cycling through. That didn't happen. So that's fine. That's fine. I purposely left confiscate so I could actually buy something.
Well, that's 3 points. That's 3 points. That's 3 points.
Yeah, I mean
that's potentially 5 if you had 2 incidents.
I think I've got 1 in the deck.
That's really good, isn't it?
So that's actually worth 3 to me.
So they're all worth 3.
So I don't think it really matters. Although I can only do a ship or cargo.
Do you get points for cargo or not?
No.
No.
No, I do not. Let's have a look though. Find an engineer or ops. I don't think I've got an engineer or ops. She's the only ops card I've got, I think.
Don't think it's on there.
No.
That's only the common cards.
Pretty sure I don't. Well, this is rubbish. I think then the best thing is to do confiscate. And I might as well go for the cargo, it's cheaper.
Or spatial trajector.
Yes. Don't think these really matter. The ships. I suppose I could move the ships.
If you can move a
They're
ship
worth
here,
points,
they're
aren't they?
worth points at the end of the game.
Yeah, why not? Why not? So let's put the Kamari back.
So the Kamari comes into play and you can warp it for free.
Yeah.
Stick it somewhere.
Anywhere. It's all good. Yeah, unfortunately that wasn't as exciting as the last turn as I hoped, but that's fine. It is what it is. So no
Hold
point
on.
putting a thing on there, is there? So
Nope.
I don't think I've got less than 5. No.
Okay. So we are finished. Now I'm pretty sure you've won.
I
think
don't know.
I think I had a
don't know.
good start the first third,
Yeah.
but then I fizzled as my deck he just started eating too much at the dinner table, and my deck just got fat.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I only bought 3 of my cards, and I think you bought about 5. So, and you also got 3 encounters.
Yeah, I got.
So,
got
we'll see.
you. We'll see what happens,
Glory,
right? Yeah.
actual glory.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I win. Excellent.
What a great game.
Okay, points for tokens on neutral planets.
2 for you. 1
I get
for me.
2, you get 1. End game scoring cards. So I get 1 point at the end of the game for all of my allies. 1, 2, 3.
You look at all.
All
cards.
of them. Yeah.
I'm going to say. I do have that one as well.
4.
That didn't work.
I only got 4. Okay, so I got 4 points for my allies at the end of the game. Now you're going to get points for your dilithium.
I only get 1.
So 1 point. Have you got any other end game?
I do, but it doesn't trigger. because it's to do with that location having 2 or more away teams, and I logged it.
Oh, okay.
So
Right. Points for cards, including the minuses from incidents.
check these, did I?
It's mine,
I don't
isn't
think
it?
these have got in game. No. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that misplay on my last turn has cost me, yeah, about 5 points. So
I don't think I've got enough.
it's 16.
We'll see. I might have more than I think. It's hard to tell.
Wait a minute, where's my encounters? Is that including my encounters? Yeah, my encounters were actually only worth... Well, I thought I had 2. Ah, yeah, the other one's yellow.
All right. So 3
So-
minus, that's 1.
There are promos, yes, and I can show you the promos at the end of the stream. If you remind me, I do have some promos. Promos are very cool.
3, 29, 31, 35, 37.
Stop there if you want.
39, 42, 44, 49, 52.
52 compared to my 16. Right, and now the cards with stripes on, the focuses, are worth points based on how far you've moved up your tracks, if you've done your mission.
Yeah.
$28.
12, 14, 15.
15 from whatever.
All of them. Yeah.
And then the advanced side of the cards, the missions are worth points. So I scored 10, 12, 16, 32, 52, 60. That's an awful score. 60 is a pretty awful score.
The bloke
7,
did
8,
score.
9, 61,
Yeah.
76.
Still
So
not.
I
Still
knew
not
no,
fantastic.
because we messed each other up here.
Yeah.
We slowed each other down a lot. But
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so my mess up at the end cost me about 4 points,
Yeah.
but didn't
That
make a
whole
difference.
location snaffling, that was like, oh, I had to really think my way out of that one.
You did.
And I think Nigel was right. I should have focused on ships. I should
So-
have got ships early.
Because you ran out of away
Yeah.
teams, is just get ships, send ships, get ships,
Just,
send ships.
just dominate that. Get what I need.
I mean, it's obvious when you mention it, but I'd never thought of that.
I knew I had a location in my development deck, so I was thinking, let's double down,
Yeah.
thin, and get to those developments as
My
fast.
biggest problem, as I say, my deck was just too far. I should have been beaming cards
Yeah.
in order to thin my deck. But even if I'd have got some of these, 16 points ahead is quite a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, you played better. So just a couple of things before we finish up. 3 live streams of this game today, and this is a sponsored video, so we're not going to give you our opinions on the game. But one thing that I will tell you about this game is that there is a learning curve, and my first 2 or 3 games of this was just getting to grips with the game itself and not really understanding what my deck did and what the cards did. And then you get to the point of, okay, you can buy a card from your development, and you're looking at your 8 cards and you're like, I don't know which one to buy. And then you're looking at the cards in the market and you're like, oh my God, what do all of these do? If you want to put in the time and effort, the payback of this game is worth it, but you are going to have to put in that time to invest into it and learn it. The other thing that I want to mention is, like I said at the start, keywords are important. You need to learn the difference between take, which is put into your hand, gain, which can be from there or there and go to your deck or your discard pile, enlist, which goes straight onto your deck, find, you need to know how find works, scan, you need to know how scan works, discard is an obvious one, promote, recall, I don't think we saw any recall today, but recall is where you can take cards from in play, bring them back to your hand, and beaming and all of that, and you need to know how all of that works. And we've just played what I recommended as the 2 starting decks for this game. This is difficulty 1 out of 10. This is difficulty 2 out of 10. The other ones go up in complexity. And everybody has told me, do not play the Burnham deck unless you are pretty experienced with the game, because it works in a very different way.
You need the foundations in place for
sure. Now, we did promise kits some promo. So there is a promo pack available for this game. Yeah.
I don't even know what's in the promo pack.
Well, let's find out what's in the promo pack.
Let's do it. Move on.
So in the promo pack, we have now Star Trek knowledge. If anybody knows what these things are, I know some of these. I don't know others. So this is Shalat. I don't know where that's from. My Star Trek knowledge has failed me.
Something to do with Vulcans.
We do have the flight training incident, which is from the episode of Next Generation, I think season 5, where 5 members of the Academy, including Wesley Crusher, decide to break the rules and perform a special maneuver.
Right.
And it goes wrong and somebody dies. Spoilers. But that's what. We have the Whale Probe Incursion, which is George and Gracie from Star Trek 4. We have, speaking of Wesley Crusher,
he's there.
We have Wesley Crusher is there. It was Spock's pet. Right, okay. And I've got a story to tell you about this card. So this is the Enterprise B, and this comes with its own standee because it's an extra ship.
Yeah.
And the special ability, if you read this, says discard a card to deploy this ship and gain a glory. If it is a Tuesday, you may send an away team to a location. So, I have thoughts on games that kind of break the fourth wall. And for me, when I first read that card, I said, this is out of place in a game like this. To play a card which has an effect, depending on the day of the week that you're playing it, is one of the most stupidest ideas that I've ever seen in a game ever. And then I went back and watched the clip of the Star Trek film where the Enterprise B was in, which was, I think, Star Trek 5.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen that clip, just go and Google. At which point, I completely changed my entire opinion and went, that is absolute genius. So thank you very much to David and Nigel for pushing the boundaries of creative. I mean, it's a promo card at the end of the day. You can have a bit of fun with a promo card. But yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that part of the film. But yeah, it's very good. And as I say, if you don't know what we're talking about, just Google USS Enterprise B Tuesday, and you will find the clip from that film. 7. Oh, Star Trek 7. Right. Okay. Gosh.
Which one was 7? I'm trying to remember what 7 was.
7 was Generations. 7 was Generations.
Yeah, it was.
Of course. 5 never happened. Star Trek 5 actually, the only way I'm ever able to sleep at night is that Star Trek 5 never happened. Highlander 2 didn't happen. They just skipped it and went from 1 to 3.
You mean this one?
Yeah, that one. So we're done. What a day. What a day. For those of you that have only watched tonight's video, there are 2 others. In the first video today, I did the cadet training mode, which even if you know the game, I would strongly recommend when you're playing a deck for the first time, using the cadet training mode, because 100%. you just play through the deck. Play 2 or 3 games with that deck using the cadet training mode and just get to know the deck and how it works. Then this afternoon, we played against the bot. Unfortunately, Koloth, I was doing things that hurt him, and he wasn't very happy about it.
You went on a military warfare against the Klingons.
Picard decided to roll up his sleeve. Get his fisticuffs out.
Yeah.
And then tonight, JP got his revenge from the last time we played.
Yeah.
And Shran managed to beat Picard. But with a low-scoring game. And that is because we were getting in each other's way.
Yeah.
If you decide to play this game and not really get in each other's way, you would be looking at scores in the 90s and the hundreds.
Yeah.
But yes, that's it. We are we are all done. So yeah, a big thank you to many, many people. First of all, JP, for giving up your day and coming over and
You're
playing.
welcome.
Thank you very much to WizKids for sponsoring these videos and for your support in general. And a big thank you to David and Nigel for being here today in pretty much all of the streams that I've done. So yeah, we've been doing this. I've been doing this since 10 o'clock this morning. It's been a long day. And a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters as well. If you are a Patreon supporter of mine, you get exclusive access to a lot of behind the scenes footage, which has included over the last few months me learning how to play this game. I have done probably about 5 or 6 videos on this game over the last few months. I wouldn't bother going back and watching them now because they were very rough. Some of them were played on Tabletop Simulator. But whenever I get a new game and I have to learn it, like you do with this game, I do a lot of these behind the scenes videos for my Patreon supporters. And if you are a Patreon supporter, you also get exclusive access to the Slack channel, where there is a good community there, and there will be some discussion going on about this game tonight.
It's great.
JP is also a member of the Whose Turn Is It Anyway podcast.
Yep.
Check that out at whoseturn.co.uk.
That's the one.
And you can find it on all good podcast providers. You're going to be talking about this game presumably in the next podcast,
Yeah,
maybe?
definitely got an upcoming one. And we also did an interview with David as well
did?
about this game.
Yeah.
So you can check that out.
You check that. So you go to the website, all of the previous podcasts are there. And yes, one of those episodes is with David, where presumably he just did his usual...
We nerded out for about an hour and a half about Star Trek and stuff. So yeah, no, it's really good fun. And by that point, I hadn't have played the game, so it was more me learning about the game. So now I've played it a few times. Yeah, we definitely want to talk about it.
And the one thing I do want to mention again, this is not me giving my opinion on the game. This is just me observing the obvious thing. And you've seen this if you've watched any of the playthroughs today. You have seen a lot of cards with a lot of text on. And in so many games these days, you get a card and it's got a name on it and it does a thing. What does this card do? Oh, it moves up 3 spaces on a track and gives you 2 points. Well, why does it do that? Well, that's just what the card does. In this game, and there are, 250 plus unique cards in this game?
Yep.
Every single one of them has an ability, or more than one ability, that is thematically tied to the Star Trek universe. And that is because of David's extensive knowledge, which is phenomenal. It's very, very deep. And when you look up on the Star Trek Wikipedias and you look up all of these places and all of these characters and you look at what episode they were in and what they did and what they're famous for, and then you look at the abilities and you think, oh yeah, that fits. It's all there. So if you want a thematic Star Trek experience, I think this is it. I think this manages to capture a lot of the Star Trek feel with the way that the cards work, including Lower Decks, including Prodigy, which I've not seen any episodes of yet. It doesn't include the new films, but other than that, it includes everything from original series. I don't think it's got anything from the animated series. It might
There's a reference of Olaf in the animated series.
Okay, right.
So in the back of the book,
right,
whatever it is, it actually gives you references to episodes from where these captains are from. So you can go and check out the episodes. So if you're like, oh yeah, I want to know more about Shran, then you'll be going to Enterprise. Right? Yes. You know, Captain Archer and all of that kind of stuff, and learning all about Shran's shenanigans. Yeah. So that's quite nice if you want to kind of have a call back to different eras of Star Trek. And to answer the question of what the future of the game is, it all depends how well the game does. If the game does well and it is successful and it sells well and it is popular, I can't honestly say this, but I'm sure David has a number of other decks designed. Of course he's got a number of other decks designed. But yeah, it really does depend on how popular the game is and things like that. So we're all done. Thank you again, JP. Thank you very much for watching. Support me on Patreon if you want to support me directly. And I'll see you next week for some more videos. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. See you later.